Nisa Ghul here. I was raised in the forest by my dad. After my mother died, my father taught me everything about hunting, cooking, finding things to make medicines, and basically how to defend myself. While hunting one day, we were attacked by the bear. It killed my father in front of me, leaving me completely alone. I ran away as fast as I could, coming across a cave where I tripped and fell, hitting my head. When I awoke, I was surrounded by a pack of wolves. Thinking they were going to kill me, I tried to get up and leave, only to have the leader come up to me and drop some meat by my hand and nudge it forward with her nose. That's when I realized they were just trying to help, while another two curled up around me to keep me warm. I then went on to live with these beautiful creatures for many years, until it was time for me to part ways. As a parting gift, the leader of the pack pushed forward the small cub who had become infatuated with me, as if to say, "He is your companion now. He will take care of you when he is old enough." Jeeves has been by my side ever since. I finally ventured into a village nearby, nearby where I used to live, only to meet Sout, who then became my best friend, with whom I did take under my wing and taught him things that he needed to know. Sadly, he went down the wrong path, in which I had to end his life.
Who am I? Who are you? Why do I need to introduce someone as formidable as myself? My reputation precedes me, after all. You should already know who you're talking to. No? Fine. You may refer to me as Artificer Ethelfin Ypres Yasfer Davidmore, protege of blade masters and armorers from the four corners of the Telkasir, and notable craftsman in his own right. Do not touch the construct. She is a delicate mechanism of such exquisite work that your ogling dirties her grandeur. She has instructions to dismember too, so mind your fingers. And yes, I am patronaged by House Talinder, thank you very much. Not that you asked. I travelled the highest echelons of elven society, so you will use my full name and title in the formal setting. Outside of which you may of course call me Artificer Daywinmore. Propriety must be maintained after all. What do you mean, what am I doing out here? I'm perfecting my craft. Whatever misunderstanding you've heard is scurrilous lies. There is always room to innovate and perfect after all, and one can't do so within the strictures of one society. Ideas can get stale, don't you know? Indeed, one day, Avatas, that's the construct, will be a shining, glorious centerpiece of the Telkasir's artistic and technological achievement. And it won't be thanks to just elven technology. No, there are many other disciplines that you blink lives may have some small knowledge of and that I can perfect. We elves are long-lived after all, but through this construct, I will achieve true immortality. No, I am not begging for coin. I have a highly placed sponsor within House Delinda. Why would I need coin? I was calibrating her load-bearing joints and placed my overcoat beside me because it is a sunny day. I can be hardly blamed if people throw coin at me. They are making assumptions. What do you mean, move along? Ordinance against begging? Are you serious? Take your hands off me. Do you know who I... Avatas, that was highly inappropriate. Thank you, dear. Get the overcoat. Leave the guard.
My name is Vanimelda. I am part of the Tarsali Asir. Ever since I was a young girl, I was under constant pressure as the next matriarch of my tribe. Learning about the world, having all manners of education, being groomed and molded to be the priestess. Also being sent to all different high houses to learn and network. I excelled at sword training, but that might have been partly due to the connection I had developed with Neveril, my dark elf swordmaster. Respect turned to admiration and admiration turned to love. For a while everything was perfect. We were in love. He started teaching me about his culture and his goddess Elistrai. Then the day came when I found out I was to be a mother. I was excited, blessed, and thrilled. When my twin babies were born and I held them in my arms for the first time, I have never felt so much love. I went to sleep and I felt untouchable. And I woke up to reality. Everything was gone. My children, Neveril, my swordmaster, my mother had dealt with them. Since then, I have vowed to work harder than ever before to truly become the most notable matriarch of my tribe and change this barbaric way of thinking. Mothers losing their children over such matters will never happen again. I carry Nevero's sword with me always, so I will never forget the injustice that happened to me, the motivator to always get better.
Tig! I am Tig. Tig, wild elf. Big and strong, like tree. One day, met big walking tree. Easy to talk with big tree. Shook arms, and big walking tree gave me his arm. Arm gift. We friends now. Arm best friend. Walking tree sound grumpy, but gave arm? Must be tired. Tig take arm on walks and make big and strong like Tig. One day, family go off for trade. Tig go for walk with arm. Come back to find house traded for dirt and ash. Where did house go? Family in dirt where house was. Family all sleeping? Tig try to wake them, but they stay sleeping. Covered in dirt and black bubble bits. Why? Tig smell cooking. Tig hungry. Tig go for very long walk with arm to find food. Tig and arm walk very far. Not know how long. Man asked Tig to keep safe small elf and friend. End up on boat with Nisa and Music Man. But they not strong. Tig and arm must teach and take for walk. All go to place with tiny tribe. Very small. Do job for tiny tribe. Tig use shiny round metal for school. Arm and Tig met nice tiny person. She make candy. Candy help Tig talk good. Tiny tribe are nice people. Found new home. Tig and Arm found new family. Then Music Man hurt tiny tribe. Arm and Tig go fix. No one hurt tiny tribe. No one hurt Tig family. Tig arm torn off, but Tree Arm help Tig. Tree Arm now part of Tig forever. Music Man smush now. Tig keep Nisa safe. We go find Apple Sprite now. Shiny rock. Did good?
Hi everybody, welcome back to our... Everyone's waving. Welcome back to our 8th episode of Chapter 2 of D&D game. The party has just come across a chamber of horrors. People have been a bit repulsed by what they've found. And they've had the master of this area destroy himself because he did not want to be taken alive, and he was threatened with torture and death. So he thought, fuck it. Now it's up to them to see what they would like to do.
I round on Liam and I go, "You idiot! He might have given up his leader. Of course we weren't going to let him live. Do you think I was going to let him live after that? You ignorant little boy."
Ignorant little... Alright, let's go time. And Liam's just gonna like raise both hands and start charging up a sacred flame.
I'm gonna... No! I'm gonna yell.
I
I'm gonna yell at them.
between them and I like, yeah, I stand in between them and I put like my hands both on like their faces and I'm like, stop.
Okay. So, first of all, if this is going ahead, we need an initiative roll.
It's not going ahead.
Well, that's
I'm
not
gonna
your
be-
choice.
What have I said?
So, pretty much it goes surprise round, he prepares spell, then he either casts it in the surprise round, or it's initiative roll and see how everyone goes about it. Are you just going to prepare it?
Well, since he's been stopped, Liam's just gonna sort of like peek around the hand, gaze straight at Aethelfin and say, "Why are we here?"
That's a good question. And to be honest with you, Nisa's the one that can answer that.
No, you're the one that can answer that, because we're down here after you spoke to an official of the governing bodies upstairs and promised one of them you would do a job on our behalf.
Yeah,
So
you know
why
what?
are we
That's
here?
correct. You know why I said that? Because it's Nisa's mission. I've had enough of this. Let's be honest with each other. You know what? let's just blame me for all these situations. Are you serious? I'm the only one who's kept this mission on point.
This
You want to talk-
mission.
You
had
want to talk
nothing
about
do
bad
with
decisions?
Coming down here. This mission had nothing to do with coming down here and doing things. We could have done it on our own. We could have gone and adventured out into the out into this area and
You
done it
want
ourselves.
to get this thing, this fulgurite. You want to
And
go gallivanting around, and it's hard enough to find in single. It is difficult enough to find a single person, let alone an item that can be transported anywhere, kept in a lockbox, buried somewhere. So I made a deal on your behalf after the fact. After you failed to deal with your friend, after we fled from the one town that was apparently going to give us succor, that you and your friend here, actually no, I misspeak, but you and Sout ran down a gnome family. This has been a continuing rolling ball of a mistake ever since I got on that damn boat with you.
Why did you get on the
and
boat?
the rest.
Why
Because I
did you
took a
agree to do
job.
this mission?
You know what? If I'd known this is how it was going to turn out, I probably wouldn't have taken it. But there we are.
Whatever,
I'm
do
trying
what
to
you
keep
want.
us on. I'm trying to keep things organized and on point. And you, I'm quite convinced you're a psychopath.
Fine
I
then,
think
if you
that's
want to
your
take over
own
this mission is now yours. You can be the leader. Good luck. I'm going to walk away and I'm going to search this area and try and find decent information.
Okay. Wow. So she's walked away. The other four. What are you doing?
Tig's kind of collapsed on the floor right now. She's been burned and she's just lying there.
Yeah,
She's kind of ignoring this whole situation.
I walk up
don't-
to Tig, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to just like comfort her.
Yeah, she's
I try to help things along.
she is
You
burnt.
decide.
Hold up. She's burnt, and the bark of arm is like peeling off, and it looks
She's
like
actually
it's
crying.
yeah. She looks like she's in quite a lot of pain. Keep going, Ethan.
When I try to advance your agenda, I get abused, threatened, and assaulted for doing what has to be done, because apparently you can talk a big game, but you can't live up to it. And that's not even the limit. When we have a chance to give mercy to someone genuinely suffering, you decide that that he needs to bear the pain longer so that you can find out what's happening here. And then
I scream. I scream as loud as I can and be like, look at Tig! Liam!
Yes,
Can
I'm
you
on
just-
it, and Liam just like Liam raises a hand and like closes a fist, and in a explosion of light, and with one of his horns cracking, he's gonna give her a level 2 cure wounds.
I'm
Yep.
going to walk back to the elf, grab his heart, rip it out, walk back to Aethelfin and go, here, I did what you wanted me to do.
Okay, so can you roll and let me know how much Tig heals? And then as the light dies down, you hear the footsteps of Nissa walk back in, and then a wet slop on the floor as the heart of an elf bounces once and then stops at your feet.
at least he's out of his misery now.
You're calling her a psychopath? If you think what you're doing here is organized and on point, you're as ignorant as that shattered ruin
you
of a man
couldn't
that's a
understand
stain on the floor.
Single issue
Guys.
that has.
We do not have the time. We are under a time limit. We have to do a job and leave. Let us discuss this after we leave this area. It's dangerous.
You know what?
Alright,
She's
I'm gonna
right.
get what I came for now.
Okay, where do you head to then, Liam?
And Liam turns around and goes back to that boy who's still on the harness and is just gonna try and comfort him and get him down.
Yeah, you can take a dagger and slice the harness, and he'll fall not too far to the floor.
I'm not gonna let him fall to the floor, I'm gonna carry him. I'm just gonna like mount him on my back and just make sure he's okay.
Okay. These wet, slime-ridden tentacles wrap around you, and just like there looks like there's only 10, but then you look again, and there's 20, then there's 5, then there's 40, and they just keep splitting and reshaping and reforming and wrapping around you as he's on your back. So you've cut through some of the harness and then position yourself under him, and he's climbed on your back. You cut the rest, and he's there. What would you like to do now?
And he's gonna just like take him out of the room, and as he's leaving this laboratory, he's just gonna like use Sacred Flame and just cast and burn every paper, every document, everything he finds, and just raze it to the ground unless he is stopped.
Okay, Ripley 8. Aethelfin,
Yeah.
what are you doing as he stomps away, and then you sort of see him help the boy down?
He's gonna call out and say, "You might think that you can reverse whatever's been done to him there, but I guarantee you, before the day's out, he'll be begging you to end his suffering. You
Also,
can't walk away from something like that. He literally can't walk away from that."
Flames start sprouting up in the room. Tig, you've healed a bit.
Yep.
Vanny's with you. Who else is with
Alright.
Tig? Is it everyone but Liam and the boy?
I'm walking around trying to find interesting stuff.
Most of the notes were taken and are in Aethelfin's hand. There's a few books on biology and magic and constructs, and you find a few tomes that have been transcribed from a dialect of Elven. Do you speak Drow? You can tell that it's a type of Elven, but you can't read it, and it's been written into Liam's language, which you also can't read. But that's there. So you found a few tomes. As you did that first, you have them in your arms before Liam starts casting flames.
It's mostly just looking for anything personal, like a letter or information about anything. That...
No, you just find a lot of books.
Okay.
I think after... Sorry.
I'm just gonna go back to the other letter.
I think after his little outburst, he's Elfrid's a little bit less bottled up about the whole situation, and he just sort of casts a glance over to Tig and then to Vanny and goes, "Vanny, you're right. We should get through this hellscape before too long. And Tig, are you feeling any better?"
He wants to go home.
I'm gonna grab one of my last poultices out of my bag, and I'm gonna hand it to Tig and say, "Eat."
Eat half. Have a half for arm. I'm just gonna smear half of it all over arm and try and get it in all the creases. And she's just like crying while she does it. She's like, "I disappointed you. I let you down. I couldn't look after you." And the rest of it, she's gonna eat slowly while they're walking away, just like pump the food.
Do I like notice that Tig is kind of like disappointed and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, she's just very sad and like talking to or humming at
I want to
Mumbling.
like kiss her on the forehead, and Vanny like kisses her on the forehead. She's like, "Tig is good. Tig is tried."
Thank you.
All right. Well, while the arsonist deals with the rest of it, so
No,
Uh,
no, go ahead.
You guys can
I
all
thought
make
you were-
your way out if you want.
Wait,
Yeah.
does Nissa have like the books with her, or are they burnt?
She has
I
like a
have the
few in
book.
her arms, yeah.
I wanna like walk up to her and take a look at the books.
The whole place is on fire.
Oh, the whole
Maybe
place
not
is
a
on
good
fire.
time to be doing
Yeah, yeah,
this.
right.
yeah.
Yes. Let's head forward.
Okay. So you walk out back to the entranceway where you went. You go after after Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be following Liam.
And Liam, you did go back towards the entrance, right? Towards the way you came in.
Yeah, so he's carrying this boy, and like as he's leaving the lab, everything behind him, he's just tossing flames at and setting it all on fire and igniting everything.
Okay, so you guys, as the flames spring up, you grab your things, you rub the poultice on, and you start moving towards the entrance. The flames are getting... It's a sizable inferno by the time you guys all make your way to the other end. what would you like to do now that you're back in the slug chamber?
Look around
Uh,
for another way out.
Add a character. Sorry to cut across everyone. Add a character. Now, if I recall correctly, the mission was to come down, recover notes, find out who the person who ordered the notes taken, find out which house that was, and then deal with that house.
Yeah, you needed to find the person that took some documents from a man, and you had to see if the documents led you to any guild, and then if you could, you were to damage that guild in any way you could.
Yeah. So I think Aethelfin, once he gets out of the room that's on fire, starts reading through the documents, trying to find some kind of indicator, maybe a letterhead, I don't know, maybe some kind of like, this is the guild
No,
information.
it's there's a lot of notes, handwritten notes on the experiments, and there's talk of how imbuing life into golems was difficult, and it takes a life to create a life, and more power than you can find here, and then more power than can be found on the elemental planes, and that's sort of all you can get out of it from all the notes as you're going through. And the only reason you can read as much is because you are you're sort of like half figuring out that this word is close to other words you've seen because you speak a couple human dialects.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So I think he's like, if we're all just walking, I don't know what the others are doing, but if we're all just walking, Aethelfin's going to look up and go, "So, you know what this means, don't you, Liam?"
What's that then?
Well, we come down here looking for someone who's stolen notes from our friend the councilman, and we find a man whom you are apparently somewhat acquainted with, or at least they knew you.
I don't know if you've realized this yet, but your friend, the councilman, which I might add, you've described us to him as expendable assets, meaning he's very likely going to attempt on our lives after we finish this job, isn't a member of any of the guilds and hasn't even been in this Colossus before. He's weaseled his way into a position of power and is abusing it, and I'm trying to figure out how, and you're trying to work for him?
My boy, here's the thing. I actually agree with you, and that's why I'm being concerned about you. I think whilst you and I have our disagreements, I can say safely you're not working for the man. Or at the very least, you're very deceptive. So, here's the issue then. Our mission, and I will point out, I didn't just say you all, I did say myself included. We are at an impasse because our next instructions are to damage the house responsible for the theft, and it would seem, guild, it would seem that it's your guild that's behind this. And I have to tell you, given the fact that I've seen what I've seen down here, I'm more inclined to do it out of pure principle.
Yes, well, unfortunately, it's not so much our mission as it is your mission. My mission was very different, and my mission's now finished.
This is not inaccurate. He turns to Vanny and then Nisa and goes, "Do we need to keep the boy around?"
Yes, we need to keep the boy around. He has helped us very much since we came to this Colossus.
Then
It's
maybe,
very helpful.
since he knows the place, and we're going to have to make some kind of accommodation to get out of here, you should explain to him why the Fulgurite is so important.
Apple Sprite.
Yes, Apple Sprite.
From what we were told, there is going to be like the end of the world storm thing. From what I remember, it's been a while since I've actually had to think about this. But yes, apparently there is some form of end of the world storm, and the lady who hired us wants to use this stone or this fulgurite to make a spell so that the world doesn't end. At least that's what she told us.
Yes, well, given what... Actually, Serenity, I should ask here out of character, like, would Aethelfun have an idea of who Cyrene is, given that he was with the Tolkasir?
You would have seen her and her team participate at the tournament, so you know she is very powerful. You would have also known that your ship was carried on a fucking tidal wave all the way across the planet, so that was also very powerful. Forces are at play that are, you know, far beyond your guys' means, and they've requested you to do a job, and you accepted.
But what I mean is, would I know, for example, like specific details about her lineage?
No.
Would that be knowledge? No. Okay. This woman, Lady Cyrene, she's not just a mere mage. She cast a spell that created a tidal wave that carried us halfway across this damn planet.
Actually, that's not 100% true.
Go on.
She didn't create the tidal wave. When Soot and I were in our quarters on the ship, a strange man appeared in front of us and told us to not give it to her. We could do whatever we wanted with it, but just not give it to her. So so he made the tidal wave that took us here faster.
But she tried to make world not end. Why not help lady?
He mentioned something about... I honestly can't really remember. It was a very strange moment.
Is there anything else you're keeping from me? From us?
Nope.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Pretty much, that's pretty much it. I only just met you guys. I know that your whole point is to help us, but you know, I was a little bit skeptical with the way that you treated me the first time you saw me. I was a little bit held back on the information that I should give you. So I wanted to...
Yes, you know why? Because
we were
supposed to be led by you, and you left us to die on a beach. Someone died scouting that cave you were supposed to scout.
Yes, I get it. I'm a terrible...
I lost my arm.
Can you shut the fuck up and give me a second, please?
Okay. Yes,
I'm going
Danny, or whatever. Everyone's waving, so I think they're paying attention.
While all this is happening, I just want to go towards Tig, hold her by the arm, and just walk away slowly.
I'm gonna...
Tig's going with.
As you do that, just I'll come back to you in a second. You pass this big old gelatinous cube with spider bits just still floating in it, and it's just sort of sitting there quivering, and it's still just consuming Lady Spider. That's
Tig's having a giggle.
Wait, Atlas cube up the tube?
Nope, no, not up the tube. It is just out in the next room over. That connects to a hallway with the button in the wall and the hole in the roof now. And that leads to the T-junction, where you'll be waiting for the rest, I guess, or you're just going to keep walking. Liam will be moving a little slower than you because he is carrying someone that's quite heavy.
Can I...
As Vanny starts walking away, Liam's just going to be like, 1 second. Aethelfin, I'm sorry. Could I please have those notes? And all of the books everyone's picked up as well. I'll spend tonight reading through them, study what I can find, and I'll report back what I learn. We can think of our next move then, if that helps.
Well, you certainly changed your tune. What's prompted that?
Well, the end of the world is a pretty serious thing, don't you think?
When we get back up, before we do anything else, I would like to take all of us into a room that is secure enough that no one else can get in it, because I don't think magic will work down here unless magic can work down here. But I actually have a way of explaining everything.
Okay. As you're walking through to the tunnels, Liam, you can feel that your magic's being pulled out again. It's getting harder to cast. The magic is going and like feeding directly into the walls of the stonework. As you all sort of get to the T-junction and stuff, you see that just a little bit down is the cave, the natural cave entrance, which leads further down. That looks like it's been. When I say natural cave entrance, it's not man-made. It might have been made by a creature, but it's not necessarily perfectly smooth and shaped and stonework. But it leads down further.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Approximately how long have we been on this adventure?
A couple hours?
Like 4 hours?
No, like a couple hours.
Okay, cool then.
So like
That's
2.
all I needed to know.
Yeah. You've searched, like, you've gone through, technically, three disposal chambers, a couple sets of tunnels. You went a little bit down the entrance we're talking about right now, that's at you're near. And then you turned back around, went into Spider Lady's place, then into Slug Cave, then into the laboratory.
Cool.
So,
I'm going with Vanny. Last she said that we were just sort of walking in a direction. So at the moment she's kind of leaning because I feel like after that explosion, despite Tig being healed, she'd still be actually quite tired.
where would you like to go?
Nissa, I trust your judgment. What do you think we should do? We're all
Bloody well done.
pretty banged up a little.
Can I sort of like scout ahead to see a good direction?
You can head either back the way you came. You know, there's all those oozes and stuff that fell from the roof before and attacked you. We can go, and that's the way back, by the way, to get out of here. Or you can go down this this tunnel.
Well, pretty sure those oozes are still there. And I'm we're all pretty banged up, so I'm not sure, to be honest, because I don't know what's down this way, and I know what's back that way. But is there a way to avoid what's back that way? Because we came down a tube.
They're really slow, so like if we just move fast enough, they won't catch us.
Well, here's a good question. I've had a cursory glance at these notes. Do we think this is the councilman's property or not? Is this entire diversion been simply that, or is this the result of our quest?
They were talking about stolen notes, so I'm assuming.
Has Liam looked at these notes yet?
No. I think at this point, because Ethelfin's already read them, has a bit of an understanding of what's been said, he will hand them over. It's like, I'd like those back when you're done.
As he passes them to you, before you even start being like, you know, sure or no, you can't, you immediately take a second to shake off the fact that you're looking at your original master's handwriting.
He like hesitates before he takes the paper, and then, as if like reaching for some holy text, reaches out for it with like really careful grace and tenderness, and then realizes rather than actually touching it, he just sort of extends his mage hand out and uses that to very carefully roll them up and put them in his satchel.
Okay.
I'll look at them a little later if that's okay, but I guarantee these are very much stolen notes. I can tell by the handwriting.
I guess we
Right.
head back to the sludges then, and head back up to the entrance.
We go home?
We go home.
Who was there in the council chamber when the guy gave his mission?
We
Me-
all were.
All of
Everyone
us.
except Liam.
Oh, everyone except for Liam.
Tig and Vanny were the only ones that didn't actually respond with a yes.
Who's got an int above 15?
No.
Very about intelligence.
This guy.
Yeah.
Negative
Uh,
three.
You know that the councilman, you remember as you're sort of about to head towards the entrance, that he was talking about people selling information on constructs and the mechanical mastery that this place has, and that they were guild notes.
Are we certain that these are the notes? The council has said that these notes were stolen to be sold off as part of some kind of ongoing issue they're having with knowledge being sold to the outside world. I'm not sure if this matches up. This doesn't seem to be about constructs.
Well, they are about constructs in a sense, not mechanical per se. It's a little difficult to explain. If I have time to go through those and the books we kept a hold of, I'd be able to give you a more detailed report later, maybe in the morning after we've all had some rest.
I'm just saying, I'm not convinced this is meeting the man's mission.
Then
If
at
it
the
means we
very
have to
least,
check
we can always
this-
come.
Well, while we're down here, if we just check this last place, hopefully it's not too much of a imposition on your valuable time to do the job properly.
Liam glances. Yeah, Liam glances over to the other three to see what they think.
Let's go. Let's get this over with.
We go. Liam has special note. We go.
We're going forward that way then. And points. I'm gonna point the opposite direction of out.
Okay. What's the marching order?
I'll go first.
What's up?
Okay. Tig and Vanny.
Tig
behind
and
Is
us.
it
Vanny right
Tig,
behind you.
Vanny?
I'll
Yep.
go next.
Cool. Then we got Cass. Then we got. Sorry. We got
Every
Ethel.
time, man.
I know, right? And then we got Liam. Okay, so Liam, you're still carrying this poor boy, right?
Can I wait
Yeah.
before we go? Can I, like, let's say after this explosion, Vanny got like a second wind of like energy, and I use second wind and I just heal.
That was terrible. Sure.
That was so
Sure.
cute.
Take second wind.
Aww.
As you move down the tunnel, so you see that there's a small torch has been placed in a wall, and it's lit, and from the ring there, you see a piece of red string. The ring the torch is sitting in.
Do I notice if the string's like connected to anything?
It's tied to the ring.
Like
Oh, so it's like it's hung by the piece of string. It's suspended.
No, there's the mount for the torch is in the wall of this place, and the torch sits in it. But also, like tied to the mount is a piece of string.
Oh, I
It's
see.
a
So it's
Hansel
like
and
if
Gretel
you
type
pulled it,
situation.
you'd open the lid for something.
No, Matt had it right. It's a Hansel and Gretel type thing. I just
what?
don't want to have any further confusion with this. It's a piece of
Okay.
string.
Yeah.
Just it's a piece of string.
It's
I'm just
breadcrumbs. It's a blind
It's 6
forward.
inches of red string.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna keep walking forward then. Stop trying to distract me. Fuck.
Okay.
Can you smell anything in this room, like meat?
You.
Or
Okay,
blood?
roll perception check because you're. Yeah, roll perception check. I will roll your perception check. I have your thing.
Perception.
And you wonder why I called us all expendable.
You cannot smell anything apart from the burning of the pitch and the torch.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as we're walking, I'm gonna sort of yell back to Aethelfin. Hey, buddy, if you see a button, please don't push it.
Sure, and I'll keep my eyes out for red string.
Thank you.
As you keep moving forward, you see that there's a bunch of holes in the wall on one side. And there is a piece of red string laid across the floor.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Just gonna start collecting string.
Okay. What would you like to do now?
Keep going in the direction of the string.
Okay. You take a step forward and you feel a click under your foot. Roll a dexterity save. Oh,
How badly did you just roll?
no.
take 11 points of damage as a series of spears eject from the wall on springs and stab into you.
I'm gonna, as this happens, I'm gonna kind of yell back to Aethelfin. I should have taken my own advice.
As you release your foot from the pressure plate, like as you get to the other side, the pressure plate comes back up, it clicks up, and the spears pull back into the wall.
I'd like to take note of which thing she stepped on. Like just whereabouts it is in the room.
Yeah, it's
Are you alright?
you saw the spears only went halfway across the hallway. So you can walk on the left side and get around.
Okay. What's on the other side of this room?
It's a hallway at the moment.
Oh, sorry, it's leading into yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Vanny, you go.
Yes, we go.
Stay to that side.
What was you about to say,
maybe
Liam?
back down.
Was the piece of string by any chance on the block that was stepped on?
Still gonna collect.
That's
the
it. No,
strings.
no further questions, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Turns out me and Aethelfin are more alike than I seem to think.
You continue down, and you see that there is a circle of string on the floor. It's about 2 meters across. It's a pretty decent circle, and it touches the edges of the hallway on either side.
Can I try to like jump over the string, like just avoid?
You are not at the
touching
front,
it?
but yes, if you'd like to. You're only a few meters behind, so sure,
how
if you want to
big-
move
oh,
fast,
wait.
like move past.
How big is the circle? Like I
2
know
meters
it
across.
touches the sides. Is there anything around me that I can like throw into the circle?
Tig?
I meant something that's not living.
No.
Tig's gonna pull the
Awesome,
backpack off her shoulder, put it on the floor, and sort of just rummage around and just get a handful of rocks.
Yep. Roll
And
a.
you're gonna-
You know what?
One's a 20.
It's alright. It's
I'm
alright.
gonna try and pick up 5 rocks.
Pick high or low, Tig.
I'm gonna go high.
Cool. Alright.
Yeah. I'll sort of just go. Here's a. And lob them over.
Alright, so you throw 5 rocks in a loop and they just fall through the floor. They don't bounce. You hear, after about 15 seconds, a clatter.
Illusion.
Take help?
Tig help so much.
I'm gonna look at the roof or like around the sides of it all up on the roof to see if there's any other way we can possibly get over this hole?
There is a stalactite, the only one you've seen so far, hanging from the roof, right over the center of the hole.
Is there anything connected to it?
You can't see anything connected to it. No.
Does
Can I
anybody
feel
have?
any air coming in and out of this hole?
Nope.
I'd like to throw. Can I just go and sort of feel the walls and see if there are any, like, are they wet or is it just stone and dirt?
Stone and dirt.
I'm gonna yell back. Does anybody have rope?
Yeah. So he's gonna sort of reach into her backpack and just.
Cool. I'm gonna.
I do.
I'm gonna take whoever gives me whoever gives me rope. I'm gonna take the rope and I'm gonna make it into like a little lasso, and try and like lasso the thing on the roof.
Yep. Cool. Make a dexterity check.
12.
12. As you throw it, you see the stalactite shiver, and it's actually a metal T-bar.
I don't know what that is.
It's a upside down T that's like illusioned inside the
It's monkey bars.
yes.
So it's been illusion to look like a stalactite.
Yeah, but you did miss the first throw.
So I can see, like, I know that there's actually something up there though now, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn around. Guys, there's like a climby, holdy-ony thingy up there, so we can climb across. And I'm
Well-
gonna jump up and try and grab the bars to prove that they're there.
Okay. Roll a acrobatics. Really feels like it should be a memory thing, but acrobatics will work.
How high
Well-
off the ground is this thing?
Half the ground. It's about 2 meters up and then a little bit across.
Okay,
meters up,
so
one
you can
across?
get a bit of
Just
get a
lift.
bit of a run and jump to it.
If you're small, yes. If you're tall, you can probably reach and grab.
Okay. Can I just sort of prepare to run forward?
You
While she's
can
reaching up?
quite easily reach up. You are too tall for this place as it is.
Okay.
What happens to Nissa?
Nissa runs and jumps, and because she doesn't quite know where the T-bar is exactly because the illusion's gone back over it, you sort of fumble and just manage to grab it.
Oof. I'm just gonna
Ethan-
dangle for a
Oh
little.
no.
and-
Ethelfin holds up the rope and goes, we probably should have tied this to you in case you fell.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. Actually, hand me that rope for a second, and I'm gonna tie it on. Like, I'm gonna try and flip it over the bar,
Yep.
and like try and drag it down. Somebody grab that so I can like tie this with my one hand while I'm doing this.
I'll just
and
reach over
holding
and
on.
grab it.
Yep.
Ethelfin just looks at you with the one hand comment. Just,
You managed to tie the rope off pretty well.
So I'm just gonna be like, "This is the bar.
Yep.
Don't forget."
don't lower the bar.
All right. Now that the rope's there, you can all make it across very easily. No checks needed. You keep going down, and you find a doorway with two switches
Oh god.
on the wall. One switch has a red string tied around it.
Don't touch the red string. Wait, I'm so confused now.
Yeah, don't touch the red string.
What about the other
You-
switch?
You all catch up to Nissa, who was first, just to find her staring really angrily at a switch with red string around it.
That's a solid negative there, Chief. Because as everyone's jumping over that hole, Liam's gonna like look at the kid that's on his back and say, I'm gonna stay here. I'll be rear guard. Make sure nothing sneaks up behind us."
Okay. The
Do I notice anything about the other one?
no, they're just two identical switches. One has a red string.
Gonna pull the one that does
Oh,
that string.
before she starts to
Yeah,
trip out,
as you-
sort of go for-
As you pull it, You hear a clunk, and the door swings open.
Woohoo! I didn't break anything.
Inside the room, there are a series of skeletons and dead. They look like giant insects.
You
Like
see, this is a
spiders?
lovely room of death.
No. I'm just gonna close the door.
You
No, we
cannot
need
close the
that
door
open.
right now.
Okay. Tig, go bye bye. Bye bye.
I wanna.
All the insects are dead. There's no living insects. They're all dead.
I wanna sneak in a little and see if I notice anything.
No, there's nothing out of the ordinary. There's
Is
another
there a
door on
way
the
out?
far side of the room.
Oh god, I'm gonna venture to the door on the other side of the room. Quietly. Just in case.
Okay. As you all move through that room, Liam, your little friend. Thank you for getting me out of there.
Keep quiet. We don't want to get spotted by anything roaming. You can thank me later, or not thank me at all. I just did my job.
Sure you don't want to help your friends?
They're strong enough as it is. And besides, and he holds up a hand and tries to cast a spell, and it just flickers out into nothing. I'm all run dry. Don't tell them though.
Do you know anything about this place?
You can tell me later. Let's stay on guard, okay?
Okay. And he sort of just says one more thing. He's like, "Can you put it down?"
Yeah, and I'll like carefully put him down and make sure he stays close and doesn't fall anywhere.
No, he just sits on the flat piece of ground, like the tentacles all wrap around each other, and he curls up and he starts to try to go to sleep. He's been hanging for days. He doesn't feel great. Well, not days, hours, but still doesn't feel great. He's far too cheery.
Music problem.
Yeah, so you guys open the last door, and inside you see a huge spherical room, and there's a freshly burnt body on the floor. It's naught but a skeleton. There are 3 rings around this room. One that runs. The room is it's a 25 meter across sphere. The whole room. Up to the level you could easily walk up to. On the other side is another door. There is a ring that runs across the roof from top to bottom, running north to south.
You're
There
gonna have
is
to write this stuff down for me. I ain't gonna remember this.
someone
Sorry,
else can.
I'm writing it down.
There is a ring that is effectively the equatorial ring right around the middle, making it about 12 meters up. And that intersects the first one. And there's a third one at an angle that goes around so that the bottom is close to the floor and the top is up at an angle in the roof.
So is this like an Invent Horizon type dealio?
Please, God, no.
Yeah, kind of, except they don't move on all axes. They all just sort of like move because they're like in the walls, right?
Gotcha.
There are.
I know what happens.
There's a small.
It's okay, we don't need arms where we're going.
Guys,
There's a small stand in the center of the room, with text on it, and then there is 6 plinths. 5 have gemstones on them. There's one glowing red gemstone 12 meters up, set in the wall, right next to a symbol of a flame. and there's a small like bowl there, which has a fire flickering in it. You can tell it's flickering because it's glowing.
Okay, so tell us about what the skeleton looks like in relation to all these objects. Is it like leaning forward, arm outstretched? Is it blown back? Like, what can we infer from that?
The skeleton is in between the fire gem and the plinths, and it has just fallen over dead there. You can't see, like you can't tell what direction it's really heading. It's just fallen onto its front, eventually burning to death.
Oh, like the full like collapsed knees forward type
Yep.
dealio? Right, okay. Well, this is cheery.
He wants to go back.
Oh, by the way, one last thing. There is sort of like a flat disc right in the center of the room, halfway. It just seems to be suspended in the air, and there's a hole in the center. So while you can see the roof around the edges and through the inside, it is hanging there, not touched by anything.
And there's no exit to this area? Other than the one we're standing in?
There's a door on the far side. That's what you can see. It is closed.
Well, do we need to play with this contraption? Do you think we can just go straight to the door?
I don't really want to touch this contraption because it kind of scares me a little.
It looks kind of
I'm
terrifying.
gonna nudge Vanny in the shoulder gently, just like, Vanny, whisper in her ear. Can I throw a rock at the circle in the sky?
I would like to, while they're discussing
think-
that... Sorry, go ahead.
I think it would be better if Nisa shoots it with an arrow.
Okay. I'm gonna put my hand in the bag to try and get a rock out just in case.
So, I mean, like, I obviously understand mechanisms and to a slight degree, a little bit of magic. Is there anything I can do? Could I sort of use this knowledge of all these different artificer disciplines and some rudimentary understanding of magic, kind of put together what the function of this machine is with an investigate check?
I will say through your knowledge is that you can see that these rings are made to move and slide, and that there are symbols at points on the rings where another ring intersects it.
Right, and these symbols don't imply anything. I mean, other than like elemental.
It's a large room. You'd have to go go up close to sort of investigate. But you all sort of said you're standing by the door.
Yeah. I have a hunch about this. I'm going to go have a look. If it starts moving or whatever else, please save my life, because I'd rather not be immolated like that man there. But if I'm
Be
right,
careful.
I will do my best. Actually, yeah, I'll do my best.
you're very reassuring. You know that, don't you?
Well, judging by how well this adventure's gone so far, yes.
Fair enough. And he steps forward, and he's gonna start inspecting the rings, and he's gonna see if there's like corresponding runes to like different elemental planes.
Okay, so the ones like by scrabbling a little bit up the walls of the sphere to the equatorial ring, you can find that there is a small picture of a flame near the red gemstone, and that's the one that has fire there. If you move around to and that one is closest to the northern point, right? If I use north, south, east, west, right? The southern one has a teardrop when you go investigate. The east has a mountain, and the west, you can't tell, like time has faded the symbol.
I'm going to make a hunch here. I think this apparatus connects to different planes of magic.
Also, as you investigate, the north and south, so the flame and the tear, intersect with the ring that moves along the roof, north to south. And you can see that if you wanted to, you could attempt to pull the ring, and it would slide the whole north to south thing around.
Before I do that, I'd like to have a look at as close of a look at the symbols on the other ring that's intersecting it, and see if I can determine whether or not it has similar corresponding symbols. And when you say it rotates in a fixed place. So there's one that would be rotating top back like that, one that would be rotating like that, and then one that's rotating sort of at an angle like that. Is that correct?
Yep. So
okay. Basically,
yeah.
Sorry. So basically, what I'm trying to intuit is this basically being used like in conjunction to create access to demi-planes, like the plane of steam?
You're not sure.
Yeah, right.
When looking along the north-south point, you find that almost in the center of the room, in the middle of all the plinths, now that you sort of investigate the other stuff, you notice there's gemstones on some of the plinths, and on the floor there's a small there's a rune of a star. In the center of the star there's a hole where you can see a gemstone would be dropped.
How many points does the star have?
6.
Okay.
Just the star. Shh.
Okay.
And goes beep.
Are there any symbols around the room that are like earth or stone? Because you said there was mountain, there was fire, and there was a teardrop, but I missed out on what the other ones were. Sorry, my connection dropped.
The other one on that equatorial plane is faded from time, and the one on the ring that moves from like across the top and bottom of the room, north to south, has a star with a hole in the middle.
Okay.
Technically, all the runes have holes in the middle, which you meant to place these gems, just to be clear.
Okay, no worries.
So yeah, he's gonna scuttle back down to where the rest of the group is and go, so I'm unsure about this because my discipline doesn't really involve magic, but I'm pretty certain this has something to do with the planes of elemental magic. I can't make out what the rune is on the west side of this symbol, but I would hazard a guess to say that it's probably the elemental plane of air. And, well, as far as I can tell, this thing must either summon or utilize it in some fashion by placing the gemstones in those sockets. You see there? And he points up to the symbol.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I want to kind of walk back to the door and just yell out for Liam. Hey, Liam. Can you come and tell me, have you ever seen anything like this before?
You hear echoing up the hallway from about 100 meters, the reverberating, bounding voice of, hello, Liam.
Liam's gonna look at the kid and then look at the gap and then look down the hallway. Is it feasible for me to carry him across? Am I gonna just fall in the hole and die?
With the rope, it shouldn't be too hard. You can literally just like swing across, and the momentum would carry you even if you like let go.
He's gonna try and gently wake up the kid and like take off his cloak and wrap up all the tentacles in it and just like huddle him as close as possible and then tie the rope around both and swing over.
Yep. Okay. Again, you make it not too hard.
And he's just gonna keep carrying this kid and walk down the hallway until he gets to the room.
Okay. Everything I've described to them, you can now see.
Oh, there you are, Devil Brood. As you can see, I'm pretty certain each one of these cardinal directions has a corresponding plane, and it seems that it has sockets that you can put an elemental stone in of some kind. What may be this?
There's a plinth. There's a small monument or altar in the center of the room, by the way, Liam, which you can see has inscription from a archaic version of the language you people speak here.
And I don't really notice anything they've not seen, right?
No, not really. It's too, like, everything else is you'd have to investigate closely.
Well, I mean, I've not really seen anything like this before, but it sounds like you've got it all figured out.
Oh, then I guess we must press on. I don't see any notes or anything, and that corpse is charred beyond recognition, so...
I think Tig's gonna have a bit of a wander,
Okay.
real quick.
Just around the room.
Yeah, just to be clear, there was a symbol for like mountains, wasn't there?
Yep.
Yeah. And there was a hole inside that one as well.
Yep, they all have holes in them.
Okay. I'm just gonna trace my hand over it a bit, see if it.
It is
Just so
12.5
again,
meters
I'm
up a
feeling-
sphere. You'd have to run and jump to get, like, your hands to
Okay
it.
then. Alright.
Can I see Tig like looking up at it and pondering?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of just
Um, I could get that down for you.
Which one? What are you looking at?
she's pointing at the mountain one. She's like,
Well, there's no
Oh.
gem in it. It's just at the moment, it's a rune with a hole in it. And the rune is affixed to the ring.
well, Tig's really stupid. Yeah, she's just gonna have a bit of a look at it. I reckon she'll meander towards the corpse as well, but if she can see anything shiny or sparkly around it,
Mhm.
she'll let them know. But if she can't, just having a bit of a walk around the room, mainly trying to get different angles on this corpse. If she can't see anything, she'll just go, "We go now."
Okay. No, you wander around the room. You see what they saw. You see, like I said, 6 plinths with 5 gemstones, an altar in the center with some writing on it you can't read, and the 3 rings.
Nothing shiny about this corpse.
No,
Or
it's
the skeleton.
pretty burnt.
Pile of ash. Yeah. Okay. No worries. It's like, we go. On time. We all go?
We
Yes,
go?
we go.
Sure.
Okay. Vanny,
Yes, Tig?
I'm gonna pull out the hammer and chisel.
Okay, so you'll
Oh
just
my
leave the
God.
room behind.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, you can just make your way out.
Unless nobody else wants to do anything in the room.
Yeah, I think
I-
we're a little nervous to touch that thing since there's this dead guy, and I know that Aethelfin's like, I don't understand this contraption, so I'm not going to fiddle too much with it.
Okay. Just to be clear, what have you actually investigated apart from the rings?
Nothing else. There was the altar in the middle, which no one's had a look at, but
And there's the like I said, there's plinths with gemstones, but I don't think you've actually had a look at anything. I just want to make sure you guys
no.
have
I-
got all the information you want to get out of it before you move on.
I think
wanna
you
go to
would look
the-
at the gemstones because that's exterior to the circles, right?
Well,
have I
yeah,
misunderstood?
they're just on their own little plinths.
Yeah,
And
I think you'll have a look into those.
you walk up, and as you're approaching, because you sound like you walk around the outside, and then just quickly walk through them without actually looking at them. There is a sapphire, diamond, garnet, a emerald, a piece of quartz which looks like sort of grayish, and then a black pearl and a white pearl.
So sapphire, diamond, garnet, emerald, black quartz, black pearl, white pearl.
Sorry,
white pearl,
8
correct?
plinths, 7 things, but yes. My pen.
Okay. And the one that's in the wall is like some kind of ruby, I assume?
Yes, ruby.
You've got all the Pokemon. Sorry, I had to say that.
We're missing silver and gold, though.
It's the rings. I think he's going to he can probably tell that there's magic coming from this, right? Some kind of magic, like a latent.
You could assume as much, but you can't actually feel it. You're not that magically attuned. You can, yeah.
I think he'll grab the diamond
Okay. The
And
moment you touch it, the door slams closed, and a wind starts buffeting around the room.
I think I know what these are.
Roll strength checks to stay on the ground.
All of us?
Every one of you.
I'm gonna stab my hand into the ground.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have the easiest time with this.
14.
Yep.
1.
Success. Oh wait, hang on. What?
1d20
never
equals
mind.
1? What? Shane actually gets a 1.
No, Cass rolled it correctly. He just told the game to state that success was equal to 1.
Yeah, I win. Ah shit. Well, in that case, I rolled a 2, but it's a natty 1. So.
Yep. So we've got... Okay, so... Liam Nava is on the ground. We've got... who else was it? Nisa manages to get low and not be picked up. But... Castellan...
Aethelfin.
Aethelfin and Shire do. And then...
It's been in Vanny.
You know what? Shh. Aethelfin and Fanny. Alright. I know all your real names, your fake names, and your in-game names, and sometimes my head gets confused.
Your head,
Why
your
your brain
head only
support?
gets,
Perfect lane.
your head only gets confused because out of all of us, my in-game name's the only one that's the same as my out-game name.
So Tig, just you hear a crack, and she's just like giggling as her body's like flying through the air, but she's holding onto the floor. So she's just like waving like a flag in the wind.
She's like a candle in the wind. Unreliable.
Nissa and Liam don't get picked up, but Vanny and Aethelfin both lift off the floor and start rolling around the outside of the yeah, pretty much of the sphere. What would you like to do?
Grab onto the nearest handhold I can find.
Yes.
Alright, roll a dex check or an acrobatics, whichever's higher for you.
Dex save or acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Since Aethelfin is obviously the disadvantaged one here, having only one arm with which to grab, I'd like to cast guidance on him to give him +2 to this, if that's possible.
Yeah, sure.
Or is it +1? Hang on one sec. Sorry, it's +d4. It's better than I thought it was.
Okay, so what am I rolling? 1d20 plus 1d4?
Yeah. And then add either your dex save or acrobatics check, whichever's better for you. Vanny, you can do the same.
I roll a acrobatics, right?
Yep.
18.
Yep. You, as you're flying around, you grab one of these rings, and you feel that it does shift a touch for not moving, it locks into place. And then you are a lucky son of a bitch, Castellan. And then you
I know it counts.
manage to snag the ring. You have to decide to re-roll that check or let go of the gem because you cannot hold on to the thick ring and the gem at the same time.
I think he'll let go of the ring. Not the ring, sorry, the gem. Oh god, nearly made a mistake there. Or maybe I didn't, I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna let go of the gem.
The gem falls to the floor and just doesn't seem to be affected by the wind, but the wind doesn't stop. You can feel it almost getting stronger and stronger.
Well, that was a bad idea!
Who wants to do anything?
So, this happened because Aethelfin took a gem out of its place, yeah?
Yep.
Can I see the gem?
You can see, you heard it, you cast something on him and you would have watched him drop the gem and fall to the floor. The gem fell to the floor. He's holding it tight.
Can
Like,
I mage hand the gem back into place?
When it touches down the altar, the effect doesn't stop.
Oh god, what is going on?
Put it
Tig's
in
just
the
giggling
rune.
like a madman right now. She's having a ball still.
Alright, I'll do what Vanny told me to do and put it in the rune.
Are you gonna mage hand it up though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kyle, sorry, Serenity, for your edification, he's got like Aethelfin's like now reached over and put his arm around the metal thing. So
I don't know how you would do that because you're like barely holding on, being pulled by the wind. If you like pull and let go, you're just gonna. You can't like crawl your hand up.
Twist his elbow over surely to get some kind of.
Don't think you understand how this works, but no. You are holding on, but as the gem enters the socket, it does have the effect die down. It doesn't die down all of a sudden. It does lower pretty quickly, but gently. You also you can feel a very small like suction as a tiny little whirlwind activates just in front of the rune.
Nisa? Whimsical?
I don't know what to do right now, guys. If anyone has any
We have to-
suggestions, I'm open for them.
Nisa, your
Oh,
glasses. We can check the elementals. Oh, I'm just like holding on.
No, yeah. You're now about. If you let go, you will slide down the wall to the floor.
Okay, then yeah, I'm like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Nisa, your glasses. We can place the gems inside the runes.
Okay, cool. I'll get my magic. I'll get my glasses and I'll flick through and
Yep.
see what happens.
You place them on your face, and you're almost blinded by the glowing white light coming from the center of that disc.
Ah, my only good eye!
It seems to be the origination point of all the magic in the room.
Okay, I'm gonna point to it. That's where it's coming from. Do I notice anything else while like flicking through the different colors and stuff?
Not really, because it's sort of like overwhelming. You're getting the feeling that this place is connected to a lot of different magics, and it's coming out as like just a
Just a big
lots
bowl
of big ball of
a big
magical.
bowl of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey
Yeah.
stuff.
How bad is this wind at the moment? Like, am I able to run over to the door?
The wind has
Or
stopped,
is
remember?
this-
The wind stopped
Oh, it
as soon as
stopped?
Liam put it in the hole. Yeah.
And the whirlwind is happening up in front of the room.
No. So the whirlwind is now just about 4 inches tall in a tiny little vortex just in front of the rune in the on the western point, the one that's faded.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna run over to the door that we just came in through.
Mhm.
I'm really sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna tip the backpacker upside down on the door.
What does it
like-
do? What are you expecting to happen?
I've got all the explosive rocks in my backpack.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping they're gonna do a thing on the door. I'm sorry. I hope that's not the thing. I want to get out.
I'm
No, but
actually
they're
really.
getting-
I'm
they're
sorry.
getting what I've been
She's gonna
told.
try to blow up the door.
Yeah.
This is gonna make a
remember
lot of
when
noise.
But do you remember before we came into the dungeon how we bought explosive rocks? We also bought illuminating ones and noise-making ones. And Tig is the one that took the explosive ones and the noise-making ones and put them in the backpack because nobody else did. They've been sitting there this whole time.
So Castellan Aethfin took a bunch of the noise-making ones, but she had the explosive ones the entire time. She kept reaching for rocks, not
yeah.
knowing what they did. But she'd been putting other rocks in her backpack, which is why she was rolling to see which one she picked up. So, Tig, you take 10, 13, 17, 25 points of damage, and the door is unfazed.
I'm sorry, guys, but that puts me at. Sorry, did you say 25?
Mm-hmm.
Blow yourself up for no reason.
She doesn't want to be here. She's very unhappy right now.
It's been a great journey, guys.
Hang on.
I'm gonna go die now.
It's a running theme tonight. Things just wanting to exploit
Negative
themselves.
18. Negative 18.
What is your con? Negative 18. You have a few points left. You are still alive. You're not feeling great.
Tig's unstoppable.
So I love the mental image, just like Chig's like runs over to the corner and then just blows up.
Serenity,
She's just got like just.
how does my magic feel in this room?
It feels like it works just normally.
So Liam's gonna like look at the kid and then look at all of the burns on his cloak and then look at his own burns on his body and then look at Tig, and he's just gonna like hold a hand out to Tig really tentatively with pain in his eyes, and that last flame on his last horn will just extinguish. One of them will have this crack run down it, and he's gonna cast level 2 cure wounds on Tig.
Oh my god, no!
So
Die
this
saving our lives.
I hate Liam.
this
Oh.
bright white energy surrounds you, and you feel warm and loved with your. You get this like the feeling of your family around you again before they went to that forever nap, and you are heal. Is it 2d8 plus what?
2d8 plus 5.
You'd like to do the honors? Okay. So you heal 14 hit points, Tig.
Yay!
That's all I got.
Uh.
I love Liam.
All right. So you're
Well,
all
that's
sort
the
of.
thing that happened.
And Tig, by the way, you dropped these rocks on the door. They went off pretty much all at once, and you got flung back a couple meters into the center of the room by the force of it, holding the destroyed backpack.
I'm assuming there's probably some charred meat in it or something. And if there is, she's gonna eat it and just. Yeah! But what is
So you're all in the center of the room with these plinths and 6 gems left. Sorry, like I said, eight plinths, 6 gems now, and the
I know-
altar in the center.
I know you're all rather busy blowing yourselves up and such, but could someone help me get down?
If you just let go, you will slide down the wall.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. Okay, so he'll just do that. He won't say the thing he just said.
Yep, cool. What would you all like to do?
I want to go to the door on the other side of the room and open it and go through it, I guess.
You push on it; it is locked.
I go to the plinths and I try to find something that's blue.
There is a sapphire.
I look at the sapphire and I'm like, this one, and I point to the water one.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Okay.
And Liam's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Everyone, hold on.
How
To what?
how far does Mage Hand move, by the way?
It's got 30-foot range
Okay.
from me.
Also, are you going to use that?
I think I have to because I can't reach up that high.
Okay. As do you draw runes or just reach your hand out?
Well, that's what his rune glove is for. He put it on when he came down here and hasn't taken it off.
Okay. So when you reach your hand out to cast this spell, you watch as a bright flash on your glove, and as you look, the rune is gone, and now there's a glowing rune on the altar of your mage hand. And you can't seem to cast the spell. It's just not going out. You're like gesturing again, and every time you do it, now the altar glows and nothing happens.
Sorry, this has never really happened before. I mean, it's my first time with a guy and all, but I don't think I can help with this one.
Is there a way to like climb up and move them around, or move anything around to put them in?
No, you'd have to like get up there and pop it in.
Is there a way to
So-
climb this thing?
Yeah, like I said, if you get a running start, you can jump up high enough to slot these things in. You just have to. You mechanically, you're going to have to do a Dex or acrobatics to drop this in properly.
I'd
Yeah,
say
I'll give it a shot. I'll see if I
Okay.
can put the gem in
I go up
the
to
hole.
Okay.
I just want to like go up to Tig because like she's been scared this whole time, and be like, "It's okay. This is going to help us get out. Imagine," and I say, "when we take the blue one, it's like a lake or a river. It's all good. We just have to push through. It's okay, Tig."
Like lakes.
Like lakes, yes.
Okay.
Just in case this goes a little bit south, can everyone please find something to hold on to?
I hold on to Tig.
Liam's gonna hold on to like
I'm
beam
gonna look
or
at, I'm gonna look
support
at
or
Fanny, and
something.
I'm gonna look at Fanny, and I'm just gonna say, holding on to Tig ain't gonna help you if it's a tsunami out here.
Take his tree. Tree float.
I'd like to suggest that we don't add any more things to the machine and rather we start removing them.
And how else do you expect to get out of this room?
Well, very clearly, this is supposed to be for summoning magic, so if we're adding more magic to the machine rather than deactivating it, that's only going to create more of an impetus for the mechanisms here to protect that which is outside it.
Okay.
Just
well, how
remove
about
and
I-
disarm it, and perhaps the doors will open of their own accord.
Okay, well, we'll try it your way first. If it doesn't work, then we'll try it this way.
Capital.
Do you want to try to touch the fire one and cause?
Well, I was going to suggest we use the mage hand, but Liam seems to have a problem getting it up there, so...
I'm gonna try and look for a bone out of the destroyed backpack. If
There's
it-
a
one
bunch
just
of
happens to
bones on the
land anywhere.
floor with the burnt skeleton.
I was thinking they might be a bit too fragile.
Sorry, what was that
Um,
you said, Serenity? I missed that.
Well, she's looking for bones, and she's looking for bones in either the exploded backpack and worried they're not going to be as fragile as the burnt guy on the floor.
I don't know. I thought it was overlooked. Anyway, I'll go and grab one of the bones from the exploded body.
And
I'll break it over my knee, so it's like got onto a sharp point. Just looking over it. What? This
That
one.
was a person, perhaps?
Yes, and wasted. Make useful. And start to sort of walk over and I'm gonna put it in my good arm and stab my hand into the wall, like with arm, and start climbing up to the wall to try and get to one of the gemstones, not the fire one.
so,
That is
The-
scrap
do you want the tier or the unmarked rune?
I'd like to go to the unmarked room.
Okay, so that's the diamond.
I suppose.
As you climb up there, you notice, because you can run, you can jump, and if you make a strength check, you can slam your hand into the wall and try hold on.
Yes, please.
Okay. Of course, you rolled a 20. You slam your hand in, and you look, and the hole goes in and down a bit on an angle.
Where the gemstone is.
Where the hole where you put the gemstone, it goes
Yeah.
down at an angle, so you can't just and it's too narrow to get your hand in.
Okay. I'm gonna take the bone with the sharp pointy bit. I'm gonna try and wedge it down the side and try and kick the stone out.
Okay.
Kind of like a child would with a spoon if there's something in the bottom of the tin.
Yep, except it's a
Okay.
sharp bone point. So let's see if this works. Sleight of
I think it
hand.
sees this.
Take power?
Hashtag take down.
You start wedging it in there, and you're not you're just moving it around. You can feel the bone chipping away slowly, and leaving bits and pieces behind in the hole.
Hmm. You throw it away. Yell down to Fanny and the others. No good. No, it stayed. It can't get out.
So, Liam, maybe you want to go deal with whatever that is. And he points at the central altar with the. Did you describe it as like a spectral hand?
No.
Huh?
The rune that he had in his
Right.
glove is now on the back of the altar, and all the other script is on the front and top of it.
Maybe you want to go deal. There's something to do with that. That seems to be your specialty.
I mean, I can take a look, but I don't really. I'll take a look, and he's gonna walk over and have a
Sure.
glance at some of the scripture and see if he can figure it out.
Okay, it's an archaic thing. It's a bit like sounds sort of like it's meant to be flowery because it's like a long sort of been left here, but it effectively equates to something along the lines of use the power of our world to open the door ahead, or use the power of all to open a door in space. There's some words you don't understand, like there's talk of immortality and the beginning, but it seems like it's very flowery language. Some ancient priest would have written something in a book long ago, sort of thing.
How many gems are there again?
There would have originally been 8. Now 3 are in the wall.
Would there only be 2? We were talking about putting a third one in, but we didn't do it.
Oh, sorry, you're right. You didn't put the third one in. You didn't end up putting the tier in the wall, did you? My mistake.
No.
There are originally 8. 2 are in the wall. That leaves 6. DM did the forget.
Is there a pure white one?
There is a white pearl.
Hey, can someone do the white pearl next?
Sure.
Where is it supposed to go?
And he's just gonna look around for an appropriate slot.
The slots you see at the moment are the tier, the mountain, on the floor in the center of all the plinths, the one on the floor connects to the ring that goes across the roof, north to south. That one has a star in it. You haven't. There's one sort of at an angle, which should be, if we keep using this, 25-meter measurement, it's halfway up, so about 7 meters up on the slant, is the ring that goes around at an angle. There's a picture of a runic tree. The other 2 symbols you imagine are up in the roof somewhere. You can't see them. You'd have to turn the rings.
What does it say, Liam?
It says you use our power to open the door ahead and the power of all to open a door in space. Our power, I assume, referring to positive energy?
Possibly elements, that which is of the material.
Tig's gonna start climbing the wall to get to the roof.
I wasn't much for deciphering puzzles. That was more the librarian's duties. I just did the things.
Tig
Okay.
like berries.
Yes, quite. Well, this ring here seems to be the prime materia, which is earth, fire, wind, and I suppose water. Points to each of them, including the eroded rune in turn. So, stands to reason that should be at least the one we attempt to complete first, and see if that does anything. Then we can worry about the rest later.
Oh, and then let's, and I like point at the sapphire. I'm like, let's put the blue one in the tear shaped.
Yes, that seems to be logical. Well, where's Tig?
Up on the roof. She's literally been stabbing her hand into a wall.
Well, no.
Climbing.
At the moment, you was
That
about to do
was
that,
the
but people
intention.
started talking. Yeah. You want to start climbing, you have to do some checks in a minute.
Yep, that's fine.
just because you're going to be climbing a sphere, which means you're going to be crawling up like a smooth wall, up like hanging freely, which would be quite hard.
Yeah. Tedious arms thing.
So, before she gets up to the equatorial ring, is there anything you guys want to do?
I'm
I'm just
waiting.
sort of standing off in the distance, kind of confused by what the fuck is going on, because I don't understand any of this stuff.
So you're
I'm
right,
just
man.
waiting for Tick to be like safe.
Okay, Take, you hit the
It's
equatorial
never
ring, and
Yeah.
you can climb up over it. But you're gonna have to do a check, a athletic. Oh, heaps of athletics.
Yeah.
What's your sheet say for athletics? Because I haven't got that here.
Let me check. +7.
It doesn't matter. You start to pull yourself up, and you see on top of the disc in the middle is what looks to be like a satchel, and then you fall.
Oh no. I'm assuming I sort of just land and go, ow. Or do I take a significant
You
amount of
just
damage?
slide down the wall. You haven't gone upside
Yes.
down or anything yet.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, is it Nanny, Nisa, ma'am, there's a bag. Back up. And she's gonna get a run.
Back
She's gonna
up.
get a run up and try and, like, basically run and scale the wall and try and latch onto the wall and pull herself up.
Okay. This time with more force, you run and jump and you grab onto the wall, and you start scrambling to get high enough. You pull yourself up onto the disc in the center, and yeah, there's a bag there.
She's just gonna pick it up and hold up. Hello.
What's inside it?
There's a few.
Come down.
There's a few vials of
Yeah.
like green stuff, and there's a notepad, and there's some lengths of string.
Oh, Nisa, it's for you. And
How
she's
can
gonna
you
sort
tell?
of jump down and just walk over to holding it. It's for you.
I'm gonna take the bag, open it, and have a look.
Lots of string, a book, and some green vials.
I want to look at the book.
The book is written in the language of the people here.
Which I don't understand, obviously.
No, you've seen that. Liam and Aethelfin can read it though.
I'll give it to Liam because he lives here. So I'm gonna walk up to Liam and go, "Can you read this? I can't understand it, and you live here, so."
You're not pushed to talk, buddy.
Sure. And he's just gonna start flipping through the pages.
It's a diagram and a map and a bit of an explanation of like a lot of the stuff down here, like where the traps were in the hallway, how to get past them, you know, recommendations on how to avoid them and mark them out. It tells you, you know, all about the slimes and the users and all that sort of stuff, and it has a thing, it shows the area where you found the young man being transformed, and it has a big cross through it, like do not enter. And then when it comes to speaking of the place you're in right now, there's a note saying, you know, we've spent a decade getting this far, attempting to open the door outside. Be very careful, study what you're doing before you continue. The plaque we've taken from the door suggests not attempting the same method twice when deciphering this elaborate key.
He's going to relay all of that information to everyone just as he's reading it out, and then he's going to close the book over and hand it to Aethelfin.
I guess he's going to flip through and see if there's anything relevant that jumps out to him. It just seems to be a diary of some kind.
It seems to be a few people's collected notes on how to navigate this area, and it implies that no one has managed to get through this specific area before.
Is there any notations on previous attempts in this room?
No.
Well, let's just hope what we're about to do is in the right order and hasn't been done previously.
Did
I
take
do find...
out?
Yes, Tim, you helped.
Just gonna walk over and go back to a long time. Pick up a stone.
Okay.
Try not to blow yourself up again. Well, I think the only way forward is through, my good friends. So, shall we complete this insane task?
Sounds good.
Because the sapphire's still in front of me, I'm like, okay, everyone, hold on. And I just grab it.
As you grab it, anyone that's not you, because you're looking at the thing, the gem, you notice that just a sheet of water pours from below the disc, and it seems to originate from the hole in the center, and the room starts filling at a very rapid rate, something along the lines of 3 or 4 meters a second.
Put it in the hole!
Back.
No, put it in the hole!
Yeah, and I try to like go to the hole as fast as I can and just put it in.
Athletics check to swim.
Athletics?
Yeah, the only reason I'm doing this is to see how long it takes you to get there. It's not you're not going to not get there. It's just how long it takes you to get there.
You have to swim.
I think Ethelfin's holding the book out of the water.
Yeah.
I want to spend my hero point to succeed.
Okay. As you, everyone's now like being lifted up, and they go sort of past the ring. You hold your breath, you duck under, and you slot it in the thing. As you get sort of like closer towards the ceiling, you guys notice that there's 2 more runes up there, and then the water
Can I
starts to
try and
recede.
hold on to the ring when we're up there?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So the water recedes, and you just got Tig hanging about 8 meters above the disc, or a lot above the ground.
Hello.
About 20 meters above the ground.
What do you see?
Ah, what do I see?
You see a one rune that has a cloud. And the cloud has sort of like a slight reflectiveness to it. And you have the other rune has a it's like a painted black whirlpool with a little hole in the center, which is where the gem goes.
Okay. I just yell down to Vanny and the others. See black like soot magic and
God, I hope not.
sparkle fluffy
Yes, sparkle fluffy, that makes sense. Thank you, Tig.
like up in sky.
Oh, you mean a cloud?
Alright, that seems to be corresponding to both the black pearl and possibly the white pearl. So I think we can
Let's-
discount those.
Fucking hope so.
There's also the gray. What was it? There was a gray one, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like a quartz, but it's like got a bit of a grey coloring to it.
So, what do we think corresponds with mountain or earth?
You name it.
Probably the green one.
You need me to go through the colors of the gems again?
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Okay. So what have you done 3 already? So there's a
We've done
brown
self-honest.
garnet.
Yeah.
There is a white pearl, a black pearl. There is an emerald, and there is the grey quartz.
So we still have the
The brown garnet.
diamond, the ruby, and the sapphire.
There's no
They're
other
they're,
one.
they're already in the walls. Those 3.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the garnet makes the most sense, the colouring and all. Shall we insert that one?
Yes, let's do it.
Tig, you seem quite quick on your feet. Care to do the honours?
Tiggs is still up on the roof, guys.
Yep, she is hanging 20 meters from the roof by a hand.
She's just looking down. You're like, hello.
Would you care to join us, perhaps?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
try
think she
and
can.
throw up a rope.
Can you, Nissa? Can you shoot an arrow next to her so she can grab onto the rope?
I'm gonna tie the rope to the end of the arrow, and try and shoot it close enough for her to reach it, but not close enough for to hit her.
Tig, you're also hanging onto the ring, which means you can climb down the ring. It'll just be hard.
I'd kind of like to climb down the ring, to be honest. I'd rather not get shot at.
Okay. +7 for your athletics, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then you are fine.
Yeah.
Only because you're a fucking physical powerhouse. But yes, she just climbs down the ring. What would you guys like to do?
Sort of stroll on over to you guys.
Guess
So
we're
we-
putting the gem in the
This brown
hole.
one. This brown one in the mountains.
Look like rock? Yes.
She's already holding it.
No, did you pick it up or did you just grab a rock off the floor?
Oh, she just grabbed a rock off the floor. She's not smart enough to walk over to a plinth.
That's not what we're looking for. We need the other one, and I'm gonna
Yep,
get
yep, yep,
Danny to get it.
This one. He points to the
They're all
stone.
pointing to the brown garnet on the side.
I'm not pointing. I'm like, Tig, don't worry. I'll do it.
But wait.
No, it's fine.
But when we pick up water, what about when we pick up this one?
Yes. Tig, you stay close to me. If we need someone strong, you.
Tig like tree, tig float.
Okay. So you're gonna grab the garnet, are you, Vanny?
I'm gonna grab the garnet.
Okay.
Look,
As you pick up the garnet, the stonework in the floor starts to raise and lower erratically, making it very hard for you to move, and from the central ring, sand starts pouring.
Okay, so I try to get to
Oh,
the
no.
earth to the earth one as fast as possible, to the mountain one.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check to be light on your feet to move across this
I love
forest,
you, fucking
sort of,
love you.
so you don't sink too far into it.
I was gonna say, can she vault off of?
Yeah, that's not too bad. So you run past, you like grab onto people, you're moving around, and you manage to get up there. And because the floor level is rising and everyone else is sort of struggling, you manage to actually sort of quite easily just reach forward and drop this in with a thunk. And all of you can see the sand moving up and down a touch as the stonework in the floor is changing the way it moves, and all the sand just drains out, and then the stonework sinks into a nice sphere again. And as that one goes in, you sort of see the that on the door that was on the other end of the room, there is now a glowing script on it that is shimmering and changing, and there is now a handle where there never was one.
Yeah, you see, I was correct.
Can I go and try and open read the handle?
Read the
Fine.
handle, read the script, turn the handle. So you
Try
mean?
to read this. Try and read the script,
would
and then
read the
try and
handle.
turn the handle.
Okay. The script shifts to Elven, and you can read that it says, continuing forward and lose this room forever. Stay here and walk with gods.
So it was continuing forward and lose this room forever. Stay here and walk with gods.
Yeah. As you finish reading it, the moment you finish reading it, it shimmers again and a new line forms. Through this door, earthly rewards. Through a door in space, a heavenly host.
Through this door, earth rewards. Is that right?
Earthly rewards.
Earthly rewards. Yeah, and the other line was
Through a door in space, a heavenly host.
What
Okay.
does it say?
give me a minute. Anything else?
She's a mistress.
As you finish reading that line, it goes back to the first thing. Now,
Okay.
this has gone on a little bit longer than I expected, so you guys can either keep going, or we can call it here as you're halfway through the puzzle, and you can come back next week for the finish of it. It's up to
I
you
mean,
guys.
I'm kind
I
of
do not mind.
excited. I'm kind of excited to find out what the fuck is going on. But I'm
Yeah,
up. I'm cool with anyone else. If you guys want to stop, that's fine by me.
I kind of want to finish this.
Yeah, I kind of want to finish this too, but I also feel like I want to have time to make decisions.
Okay.
I'm on the fence.
Seems like we got 2 4, 2 halved, and a shrug. So if one more person's like, let's keep going, I reckon we keep going. If
Jake, can we go for like another couple of minutes, or at least I want to hear what Nisa tells the rest of the party,
Yep, sure.
and then see if we go a little further.
okay, go for it.
I'll turn around and walk to the others. So this is what the door says, and I'm gonna read this out to them. Continuing forward and lose this room forever. Stay here and walk with gods. Through this door, earthly rewards. Through a door in space, a heavenly host.
Wait 1 second. Tig's gonna go over to the door
Mm-hmm.
and
Tig, wait. What do you want to do?
try. And I'm gonna, I don't know if this is gonna do anything, but I would like to put like the palm of arm's hand on the door and just try and, for want of a better effort, try and read any keywords that Tig might be able to understand. Because the words that Nissa is saying, she's just sort of going, I don't get it.
Okay. What happens is you place arm on the door, and instead of getting the words like spelt out for you, the spirit that lies in that ent wood that is your arm sort of gives you the feeling and understanding, the knowledge just straight into you, that you sort of get what she said, but in a way that Tig understands.
Oh, okay.
So, Nissa, correct me if I'm wrong, the whole reason we're out here is looking for power for a ritual? The Fulgurite? Divine energy?
From what I was told.
So, opening a hole to a heavenly host is probably going to provide all the energy we need.
I don't think that's the whole point of this, though. Like, I was told that it was like a little, like, stone type thing. I don't think opening up a hole to, like, a different, I don't know, realm or something is a good idea. It's what happened last time that happened.
Well, here's the thing, right? If we need yes, godly power, rather than getting the offshoots, this Fulgurite, we can go straight to the source. do you think that's worth us investigating, or? I mean, I'm quite happy with the earthly riches, but
I would definitely not. I would much rather not open up a hole into a different place. I'd rather just get the fuck out of here.
yes.
Tig is gonna sit down by the door while these guys are having their little discussion and sort of talk to Arm for a bit and see what kind of feeling she gets from Arm, like what Arm wants. Because I'm not really sure if everyone knows Tig's goal, but she wants to basically become so one with nature, like ultimately one with nature, that she essentially just becomes a spirit with like of a tree. She just wants to be as close with Arm as she can possibly be. So right now she's kind of like, what does Arm want out of all of this? And wants to sort of go off of that, because Arm is all she's got at the end of all of it.
You hear, and no one else gets this at all, but you hear, Tig, in your mind, as Arm sort of points to the hole in space. Wisdom. Divinity. Choice. A guide. And then it points to the door and just sort of, you don't really get any words, but more of like a spiritual shrug. Like it just, nothing that concerns it. Because of what you are, you have no interest in gold. You have no interest in, like, you know, power in terms of politics or economics or anything like that.
No interest in physical earthly things.
Whereas, what you're feeling from the fonts of power in this room through you yourself don't get it, but the way it's interpreting it to you is that there's something more here. There's something that could get you closer to what you seek, if not give it to you.
Okay. I'm gonna sit and just ponder a bit longer and just think while they're all having the decision.
Priestess, this seems to be an ecumenical matter. Maybe you could weigh in.
Reaching heavenly divinity is something that I personally am interested in discovering and understanding.
So we've got one vote earthly riches, one vote heavenly understanding. We have Tig. Liam, you should probably have a say in this since you're trapped in here with us.
Well, truth be told, with my current duties almost finished, my only real motivation is to go back up topside. It's really not up to me as long as I get to leave.
Somehow I didn't expect anything different from you. So, without Tig giving us some input, what do you want, Tig? Earthly riches, heavenly something or other?
Tig's gonna stand up and walk over to Liam and Nisa and Vanny and kind of just group them all together and give them a big hug, like a real tight squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Tig want family and want family to stay. Don't leave, dog. Please go home.
So I'm assuming we do the, just out of character, I'm assuming that means we do the thing, right? I'm understanding that heavenly.
He wants to
Well.
go home, so
Yeah.
we want.
I walk up to the White Pearl and I'm like, let's do this?
Wait. If we're going to do that, let's move the rings so we can easily access them. I don't want to be tangled in with magic more than we need to.
Yes, that's appropriate.
We've decided no reservations. And he says that looking at Nissa.
It's out of my hands. You've all voted.
Well, you are technically the leader, yeah?
Yes, the
I think
majority.
that carries some weight.
I'm
We've just explored. Sorry, what?
outnumbered. Majority rules whether I'm leader or not. Everybody here works as a team.
Yeah. And he looks at the rest of them and goes, Are we doing a vote or are we letting Nissa lead us? I just want us to be absolutely clear because every time we've made a decision, or when I say we, I mean you have made a decision, I've had to clean up the mess. So I'd rather not take the blame for this one.
Oh, it's okay. I'm guaranteed that I'll probably end up taking the blame for this one. So let's just do whatever the hell we're doing and just get it over and done with.
Big job is to keep Nissa safe.
I'll
Whatever
take
Nissa wants.
this one then. If we're worried about taking the blame, let's just go through the door that's there.
That's too earthly.
Yes, earthly riches. We're all
Yeah.
exhausted. We're all very tired. We don't know what's going to happen when we start playing with the rest of the room. I imagine a good day or two of rest and a continuation of whatever your journey is and completion of my mission will do us all a lot more good than whatever this divine wisdom is.
Well,
Sounds
it
good
seems
to
to
me.
you all, I have the casting vote. Nissa,
I made my choice. I said door.
I was just about to say, maybe you'll actually learn a thing or two about leadership if you actually are listened to. So let's do what you want. Is everyone okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Vanny just doesn't say anything. She's just in agreement. Not in agreement, but kind of like disappointed agreement.
Okay. Usually, and just because. Only because I can see people's faces. Usually, I'm not an advocate for splitting the party. If you want to split the party, you can. It is okay. Because
No, I
it's
don't
a
want
very
to split.
definite, easy sort of thing this time. It's not like you're wandering off into two separate combats right now. It's a bit easier for you to deal with. But go ahead with what you want to do.
Well, open the door. Let's get out of this shithole.
I'm going to attempt to turn the knob.
Yep, it turns.
And the door opens.
Door opens, yep. If you go through it, yep.
Okay. I guess we're going through the door.
You open
Ah,
the
My
Actually-
door.
beautiful scary room.
Actually, I was thinking, and since it's essentially Vanny's goal to be like the head cleric of like her tribe, having wisdom and divinity would be something that she's really striving for. And I think I'm gonna split the party.
Okay. You've opened the door. Vanny, did you say anything out loud, or did you let Nissa walk through? I just need to know this for.
I'm gonna say I need to do this. Even if you guys leave, I need to do this.
Well, we'll be at the top of the Colossus. Come find us.
We'll find you later.
I'll follow Nissa.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Vanny a hug.
I'm gonna hug Vanny too before I leave.
I hug them, give them like a tight squeeze.
And I'm gonna look Vanny in the eye and I'm gonna go, you better come back. Or I will slap you.
I will be back.
I'm
Okay.
staying
I
here with
survived.
Vanny for a really long hug, by the way.
Okay, so. Who is leaving?
I am.
I'm following Nissa.
Small Coast City's leaving already. Tig?
I'm staying. with
Okay.
them.
So, Nissa, you open the door and you walk through it, and everyone that's trying to follow her, you don't actually see the door close. It's just as if she never opened it. It just reappears there again. The door handle.
Before going,
Yeah.
before going through the door, Liam's gonna reach into his pouch and get the snow globe that Tig gave him, and he's gonna give that to Vani without a word, and then head to the door.
Okay.
Aethelfin will just open the door and sort of do like a turn and like do like a formal bow to both of them, and then just kind of don't even wait for the response, just spin on through.
Yep. As you walk through, the door is closed, and Liam can do the same thing, and you guys move through. You find yourself in the vault of this city. It's doesn't lead up into Colossus. It's like an underground repository of wealth. There's works of art. There's trunks full of ornate weapons. There's scepters topped with jewels. It is yes. I saw a comment in our private chat before about Aladdin. Very much that. You go down there and it's just endless. Not endless, but it is literally like a hoard of treasure that some forgotten king has stored here. And
Only touch the one thing.
And on the left side of the room is a staircase that leads up to a heavy metal door, far beyond the technology of the rest of the things you've seen in this place, in terms of what the doors and what you've seen around, and you can quite easily move through it if you want to, and you can also smell sea salt on the other side, coming through the door a touch.
I'm gonna gather up some treasures and gold. And
Do you have that
stuff.
backpack with you?
Not the openly one, because that one has been destroyed.
Damn it.
So precious backpack from the beginning of the game is gone, unfortunately. Rip.
Rip in peace.
But I'm gonna grab the other backpack and just put as much stuff as I can into it.
So there's lots of art and stuff like that. Is there anything unique, like weaponry, stuff that I would recognize as being some kind of artificery? Any construct-based stuff?
There are chests and chests of weapons. There's no constructs. There's statues. There's a 6-foot tall statue made of solid gold. Good luck moving it, but there's a lot down there.
I guess we're going to scoop up the wealth. And I suppose Liam appears at some point as well.
Mm-hmm. With Octo Boy.
The Backpackers featuring Octoboy.
Pretty much. So did anyone have any backpack or satchels or anything else?
I just had the backpack I came down with, and then the backpack that Tig gave me.
Yep. Okay.
So I'm filling both of them, and then I'm gonna carry them.
Okay. I will tell you at the end exactly how much you get out of there, because you're sort of just scooping and scooping and scooping till it's overflowing. It gets to the point where you can probably carry the bigger backpack out, but if you tried to carry both, it's probably too heavy. You'd have to get help, or get the other two to carry it between them.
I'm more discerning than these two. Where's the mithril at?
There's gold and there's platinum. There's gems. There are some items around the place. Rings, talks. But there's no mithril. Not that you can see.
I'm gonna be inspecting the shit out of those rings and items and seeing what they do and etc. etc.
Yeah, if you want to spend hours and hours and hours, because you have to do that as a slow ritual due to your things. Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
I mean, I could just scoop them up and take them with me and do it one after the other.
Yep,
but
go for it.
But I think for now, I'm happy to leave that for either another session or later in this session, depending.
Yeah, like I said, if you want to, I can give you the full breakdown of everything that you gather, and I'll do a bit of a one-on-one in between.
I'm gonna hand Aethelfin the other backpack and just ask him, "Can you carry this? It's a little. I can't carry more than one bag."
I stare at her a moment with my one arm and then go, "Sure." and just sort of slung it over my shoulder. And I like maybe playing a little bit up, like limp around the place with my one arm.
Yep. Okay. So that's you guys. Pretty much, you can do that, and then once you're done, Liam, you scooping up much?
Liam's gonna look around for things like tools, weapons, anything intricate, anything mechanical, and he's gonna pick those up before anything else. And if he finds nothing of the sort, he'll just grab some cash or gems or whatever's there.
Yeah. There's weapons. There's some sets of armor. There is there's nothing mechanical. This is from before this place had like constructs. You do find a tome that has two sheets of gold as the front and back cover, and a binding, which was just sort of like blending in with the rest. But yeah, that's the only real difference.
Do I find any robes or anything like that? Any clothing?
There are some nice sets of clothing, like, stuff you'd expect royalty to wear.
Might grab that as well.
So will I just
grab a
note down?
nice dress.
So will I just note down expensive weapons and armor?
This is
Yeah.
a shopping adventure. I love it.
You'll have to, I think it's
This
ritual
is my-
identify to figure out exactly what they are. But yeah, you can pick up random bits and pieces and luck out.
I'm grabbing a very pretty dress.
Sure you are.
My character's never felt pretty in her life. She's been as
Aw.
Aethelfin calls her, a scrub wild elf, so she wants to be proper and stuff.
Okay. In short, you guys get a lot of loot. Should we? Yeah. Quickly.
Can I use the glasses quickly to check to see if there's anything interesting here?
There's a few bits and pieces that glow up. How about, because this is more or less a shopping session, I go over this with you guys in a little bit of time, maybe after, because and then next session we can explain everything you guys got. But for now, the two that are left in the room by themselves, as Vanny, you're looking at the
white pearl.
As you're looking at the snow globe, you see that there is the party is inside it, all of you, and you're all like huddled together. And if you shake the globe gently, it starts snowing, and it's like you're in this nice little village, lights up, and a pure white fire is in the center, keeping everyone warm. Something like that, Liam?
Yeah, that'll do.
I think me and Chad are legitimately gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
behind you guys, don't worry.
So you turn back to the plinths, and there is a pearl. A white pearl, a black pearl, and the rest of them. What would you like to do?
We can, from what like we've seen already, we can move like the circle, so it's.
Yep, so no one, like, you pull on the circles, you actually notice that if you pull on the one with the white star on the floor, the fire and water runes shift around now that they've been unlocked, allowing the circle to move. If you pull on the other one, what you now recognize as wind and mountain also move, allowing the off tilt ring to move, so you can move them and reach them.
But what about the so we can move them, so we can get both the star one and the void one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so there's four runes left. At the moment on the floor you have the star, and like halfway up the wall you have a tree. On the roof you have effectively a shadowy whirlpool, and off from that on the angle you have a cloud with a slight mirror sheen to it.
Okay, so I go first of all towards the gray quartz.
Yep, that is sitting on the plinths at the moment. Yeah, sorry, my brain skipped a beat. Yes, that is there on the plinths. There.
On the plinths, and the cloud one is now like close.
No, it's up in the roof still. You haven't actually like you've seen that you can move things, but you've not actually pulled anything around yet.
So
What
I
are the
wanna,
two that the grey one could possibly fit into? It was the cloud or the what were we missing?
I mean, you can fit it into any of the holes, just don't know if it'll be the right one.
I know, but like the symbols that we're missing at the moment. What was it? The earth.
star, a void, a tree, and a cloud.
Oh. Okay. All right. Cool.
So I'm assuming I go like take, and I point. I'm like this one, there, this one there. But we have to be careful.
Okay.
Which ones are you pointing at? You're saying this one there, but you're not actually saying.
Oh,
which ones
I
are
point.
which.
I point at the green one to the tree, the gray one to the clouds, the white pearl to the star, and the black pearl to the void one.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. One first.
One first, yes.
She kind of sort of point to the green one, like, and try and figure out where the tree one is, so they can get this done as fast as possible without anything going wrong. Now that it's just the two of them. How difficult is it look to just get to the tree one? Are they kind of just right there?
That one is the one that's about 7 meters up on the wall on the slant. You can actually reach it.
Okay, then yeah. Tree first.
Tree first. So, I
Hold
you-
on tight.
hold on to Tick.
She's gonna pick it up with arm and just
As you pick it up, the entire room disappears and you're inside a forest. The rings are still there. And with the gems that were there are in place. But where the rune for the tree is like now 7.5 meters off the ground with no wall up to it.
But we can still reach up to it because, like, we can still.
7.5 meters off the ground.
I mean, she's
It's a
7.5
tree.
meters.
No, that's feet.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
7.5 meters for the ring off the ground. You are 7 foot tall at your very best.
Okay.
Tig's just sort of just.
A Tig. And I
You feel
touch
heavy
Tig, I'm like,
footsteps reverberate through the floor. Somewhere in the forest nearby, something large is moving.
Tig, quickly, and then like she go over here, and like I pull her to where the rune is.
Oh, okay.
It is above your heads by at least 5 meters. 5.5.
Okay, so I'm like, Tig, stop, and I'm like, can she carry me so I can like throw me up so I can.
You're at least
So
like
Tig,
2
can you-
meters tall.
Yes, so can't you like throw me? So I'm like, ah, what a.
Is
Tig.
that an option? Yes.
If you roll a natural 20, I will allow you to throw him 5 meters directly up. Other than that, it is not happening. I'm letting you know this right now.
What if I burn her?
Also, by the way, arm is fully healed, is sprouting small leaves, and is growing slightly bigger. And where it pierced your skin before it folds over and starts growing across your back, now like down to the bottom of your rib cage on your back, up to your shoulder and up sort of part of your neck is now covered in bark and wood.
Yeah. Honey.
You rolled a 2.
No. No.
A 2's pretty good, right?
No.
Tig can't count, so we'll say yes.
Just goes
What?
look.
What do?
That
Tig's
hero point
happy
now?
now.
Do we see it? Like there are trees, right? So can we like climb a tree?
You can try. There's no trees like really next to it. You'd have to climb one, then like jump. And if you fall, you're falling quite a way.
Okay.
I'll try. You're really hurt, Tig.
Okay, Jenny, take this. Make it lower. Or lift them.
Okay, so she
Using Tig words, trying to explain, because obviously out of character. I understand the rune,
Yes.
but Tig's dumb as fuck.
Yes.
Yes, she is. So what are you trying to do now? Use out of character just to make this a bit quicker.
Out of character, I'm trying to explain to Vanny, take this rock. I'll try and move the ring to get the hole closer to you so you can put it into the, put the gem inside the little spot.
You can't reach the ring anymore because you haven't got a wall to climb up to start dragging it around. It is hanging in space freely.
Okay. Can
Okay,
I
so-
just spend my hero point to automatically get an extra 20?
No, because you didn't say that before the roll, so you get a reroll.
Okay, then. I will chance it on a reroll.
Nah, it's a 13, unfortunately. There is a tree nearby it, because Vanny did ask if you can climb a tree. She can climb a tree.
Mhm.
So, it's about 3 meters away, and the branch is about 2.5 meters off the floor, the lowest one, but you think maybe either with a jump or a bit of help you get up there.
Okay, so I'm like, Tig, can you help me get up? And I point to the tree.
We move
Yes.
fast.
Oh, no.
We
Yep.
move fast.
So a
Okay,
strength
others
check
left.
gets you up into the tree. And with acrobatics from you, Chad, you can climb up high enough to make a bit of a jump out there. You have to climb higher and then do another acro to jump out. That gets
So
you up
17.
high into the tree. You're about 9 meters up, and you think you could jump and fall onto the ring. But if you miss, that's
I
a long
fall
way.
directly down.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Do you have any hero points, or are you just going to accept this?
No, I used my hero point.
You used it?
I
Okay.
spent it.
Okay.
But you didn't burn it, did you? Really?
Take 13 points of damage as you just hit the floor with a solid thud. And Tig, you just watch him. He's jumped. His fingers have just touched the ring, and he's fallen. You think that maybe he slipped as he jumped, though. Sort of watch him not quite get there.
Okay. Vanny,
I'm still good.
Tig try?
Tig, want to try?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
We gotta go.
Okay, Tig, try, and I give her the thing.
So you just climb up the tree, do you, Tig?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb up the tree and try and give it a run to get to this.
You make it up the tree. Are you just gonna jump out?
Yes.
6 plus
I
7.
knew this would.
It's
Our luck
13.
would fail us.
You miss and tumble. Do you have a hero point to spend or not?
I do, yes.
Do you want to spend it to reroll?
Yeah.
You successfully catch on to the edge of the ring, and you can reach up and just drop the gem into the hole.
Please, I would love to do that.
Oh, thank God.
You drop the gem into the hole, and all the outside walls, you hear this as they come rushing back from far away, and you just watch as all the trees get knocked down as the walls come in, and they actually push you with a snap back into the shape of the room, and you get knocked off from the ring and slide down the wall back at the floor.
Okay.
Tig.
Is all this bark business still happening?
It is still there.
I'm not gonna lie, Tig's actually really happy about this.
Like, yay, Tig!
Yeah.
What one next, guys?
So first of all, we're not going to do the same mistake where it's high. So I go to the center. I'm like, let's move them so they're down here. And I try to move the cloud one right down, in a position where we can just walk up and go poop.
I'll help her.
So you pull it down, and it passes through the equatorial ring and then gets to that the space where the Treon was with a bit of a click. It stops there for a second. You can feel that you can now keep moving it forward if you want to, but that's where it's meant to sort of sit when you do this.
Okay.
That's
Is
the
there- is
lowest
there a way I
point
can-
in the ring at this point.
And how far down the wall was it, sorry?
It's
Halfway?
7.5 meters up to get to it.
Okay, so we're, yeah, got it.
And it can't go any lower.
No. Pretty much because you've twisted it as well, moving it from up top to down the bottom, you've actually reversed where the earth and air points were, because they are the ones connected to this and just rotates through.
Oh no. I have a feeling we literally are about to turn the world upside down. But hey, Tig doesn't know this.
So what would you like to do?
So the Earth, so Earth is like up and air is down.
No, it's just because think about it like, you know, it's a ring, and when you move it, the other points move with it, so it just sort of rotated
Yeah.
around.
Okay.
But the closest point to the
Danny?
floor, 7.5 meters up the sphere's wall, is the cloud.
Okay. Danny,
We go.
we go. Adventure.
So
Do you trust Tig?
I trust Tig. Do you trust Vanny?
Yes. Tig always trust tribe. How many stones are left?
3. There's
3 more.
the grey sort of quartz, the white pearl, and the black pearl.
All right. I'm gonna try and throw Vanny upwards to the point.
Okay. You don't need to. She can walk up there. That's the point where it's still safe to walk up and just grab onto it.
Okay, it's more that I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's just like,
No,
how
no.
is it gonna be up
Well,
high then?
If you approach Vanny to grab her, what does Vanny do?
I again, we just did the whole trust thing, so I'm just like,
She turns into a spearhead.
Alright, so do you throw her or do you just walk her up there?
Yeah, honestly, I'll try and walk her up there because at the moment I'm not seeing any change. So
Okay, we haven't picked up the rock yet, so you just walk her up there.
yeah, go pick up the rock.
Okay, so Vanny's up
so-
at the rune, and
I'm holding on to the ring that's right
Yep.
next to it.
uh,
Okay, then.
you walk down to pick up the crystal, and you're standing there.
Yep.
Do you grab it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and throw it at Vanny.
Okay. As your fingers touch it, all light is extinguished, and it's completely black in here.
Oh
Oops.
shit, that's not the cloud one.
Well, no,
Oops.
she picked up the grey quartz, right?
Yeah.
Yep, cool, yep, that's right. No, I've got this right, yep.
Oops.
Just- The lights go out. You can't see each other. Not even with your dark vision. Nothing. There is no light.
And I'm like, Tig, follow my voice, Tig.
Okay. Tig, follow.
And I just like hum.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Tig, follow. While I'm walking, I'm kind of just like patting the ground with my feet, just trying to make sure there's nothing I'm about to
You
fall
sort of
into.
knock into a plinth a little bit, and you
Like,
keep going, and you're
ow,
good. You follow his voice. Make a perception check for me, please. Oh, I've got your sheets. I rolled the wrong dice.
Good job.
We can say it's a 19.
My
Oh!
perception's a +4. What
She
did I
sits
roll?
there and she closes her eyes, and as you're humming, she starts matching the tune, and with her eyes closed, she just walks straight to you, and
Natural 20, baby.
and follows your hand up to the ring, and she finds it, and she just slots it in, and the lights come back on.
We did
Yay,
good,
Tig.
Danny.
You did good.
Yay, Tig. Wait, oh, wait.
The other hand. Yeah.
Okay, so now there's a white pearl and a black pearl.
So yes. So now the star one. Can we move it to like a similar location?
Well,
where
the
it's
star one was on the
reachable?
floor. It's like
Oh,
on
the
the floor in the center.
Oh, okay. So is it? Where is it now?
Well, you never moved it, so it's just on the floor.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. So it's still on the floor. So let's go to the star.
Okay.
Before we do last ones, in case it goes bad, one more thing. I'm just gonna pull out the hammer and the chisel. Not you'll pick up the hammer and the chisel off the furnace. Last one.
And you just see her face just like bright up, and it's just like, yes, last one. But no, not last one. There will be more. Tig.
Okay. Last one for now.
And what do you guys do with it?
We write our
Same
we
thing
write
as
our
before.
name.
We're gonna
Yeah,
evangelize sticking that into the wall.
Okay. What gem do you pick up? Stop.
The one person I'm assuming is by the one on the floor, the rune, and we pick up the pearl, the white pearl.
As you pick up the white pearl, this brilliant glowing white light that almost seems to flicker like flame starts in the center of that disc and starts to spread out. And as you pulling your hand back, you're noticing that pieces of your skin are just like flaking off, being pulled into the white light. And despite the fact that it's happening, you just feel warm and safe, and all your wounds are healed, but you're still slowly dissolving. Pass a wisdom save.
No. Fuck me.
You just sort of stand there and you look up smiling as you feel.
Can I burn my hero point?
You can.
I would like to burn my hero point.
Okay, you sort of like sit there smiling, think safe, and you sort of feel like hashtag unbipped. You sort of feel that your sword master is there, and he comes up to you and he sort of like kisses you on the head and holds your cheek and gives you a quick hug, and as you sort of like, he just whispers in your ear, "You can do this," and you snap out of it, and you know that you have to drop the pearl. So he just disappears, and your skin is still coming off, and you can see Tig, and she's like just looking at her hands as pieces of bark and skin sort of flake off as well. What would you like to do, Chad? You froze for a second there.
Yeah, I think you first for a second.
Chad?
Hello,
Chad!
yes, hello. I'm back.
Okay, what would you like to do?
So I see Tig, and then everything like stops for a second.
Okay, yeah. So, you saw your sword master. You said you can do this. Then, you snapped out of it, and Tig is sitting there, and she's like worriedly looking at her hands as parts of her flake off.
I quickly put it in the socket.
Okay. It just sort of, and the white light disappears, and like parts of you are still like missing a little bit, like the surface layers of like your atoms, right? Were peeling off your body, and it hurts and it itches, but you can't really see much damage because you weren't exposed to it long enough. It literally happened over the course of like 6 seconds, maybe less, maybe 3 seconds. So yeah, you have the last thing, the black pearl.
First of all, I run towards Tig, and I'm hugging her, and I'm like, oh, this is just kind of like having like a mini panic attack. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Tig is fine.
Tig is
Okay.
fine.
What would you guys like to do? You have one more stone.
I'm gonna just grab Vanny's hand and just squeeze it gently. Just... last one, and then we go be with friends.
Last one. Oh, we'd be with friends. Yes.
Okay.
And
Tig
now,
hopefully talk good.
Tig hopefully talk good. Yes. but Tig is perfect, and I ruffle her like little hair.
Okay. So you guys move
How
the
do we
ring.
get this one? Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
just
I
move
move-
it around.
Move the ring to someplace real close.
Okay.
Like
God.
I'm assuming the light one, the star one, and the void one are like real close. So if we can like,
So the light, the star goes to the top, the void comes to the bottom.
yes,
Locks in place. Who's reaching out for the stone?
I will.
Okay. You grab the stone, and this roiling, spinning blackness starts in the center of the room, and you immediately start coughing, and you can feel coppery, warm liquid fill your mouth. And as you look at Vanny, the same thing's happening to her. She immediately starts desiccating. Make Constitution save, Tig.
I would like to. I don't know if this is possible, but I would like to burn both of my hero points so that both Vanny and Tig can survive this and let this immediately go away.
You are the one with the stone. You have to make the save, so she doesn't get the choice.
I will burn my hero point.
Okay, so you burn your hero point, and you sort of like grit your teeth, and you're seeing that it looks like the bright, or the the healthy brown bark showing like a grey, and it's a desiccating, not defecate. And you push the stone into the floor, and again that sort of like little void hole just closes. And as it does, you watch as all the rings start reorienting, and they move, and they line up to their original positions, and then the entire room turns slowly, so that the disc is now in front of you, and the stonework in the floor rises up to meet it. All the runes start spinning, so they're under the floor, and they lock in place, making a line of the different gems in the floor, and then a shimmering white portal opens up at the center of the disc. Alright, I need like literally a 2-minute break. I've been talking for like an extra 2.5 hours. I need to get a glass of water. I need 2 minutes. Can we just take a 2-minute break before we finish this up?
yes, yeah.
Sorry to everyone that's been
1.5.
sitting here just like quiet, but we'll be right. I'll leave you guys with the players, and they can chat to you. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. How's it going?
Oh
boys?
my god, what the fuck? I'm so hyped.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens. Even if we die.
I
right
just
now,
wanted a new arm.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited, but because it's 11:36 and everyone in my house is asleep, I have to be super duper quiet. But
That's
just-
okay. We can get
I'm
excited about it
screaming.
later on. And
I'm-
even though I have to be up at like
So
5:30.
even,
Oh,
even though the audience is probably going to ask questions, I actually wanted to know what everyone thought about this session, the way it's all kind of developed out for the characters, because it's been a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to like confrontations, discussion. Like, what's everyone feeling?
I'm not gonna lie. I think this has probably been the perfect session because it's all built up to this point, and I think with the conflict in the party, the combination of that plus rotten luck, things have just been building up to a point, and also the inter-character development as well. It's gotten to a really good point where everyone's kind of had to make tough decisions and act the way that their character truly would act. It's been so good to see everybody just full on going with their character. I'm loving.
I think myself and Adelphin still have a lot to work through, but I think we're doing well. We just need a couple we need a couple of counseling session.
It's just going to end up like the GTA 5 counseling sessions, right?
Oh yes, everybody, this is Child's new little babies. We have Velvet and
Yeah,
Luna.
this is Luna.
And she
this is
looks
Luna.
she always looks very concerned.
Dude, that just looks like a sponge with legs.
What did you call it?
She looks very concerned. They're basically just sponges with legs. Velvet looks extremely alarmed
Oh,
Velvet does
Velvet.
look
all the
always-
time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Velvet's a
like,
black.
she looks like she's been zapped with an electric rod. She's just
I love it. I love it.
super cute.
Okay, but yes.
All right.
Watching us.
So, guys, sorry for that just very short break. I left you with the players a little bit. Hello to all the people. I have not been looking at the chat too much because I've been busy DMing, but hi to you all. Thanks for stopping by. And we will now finish what we started. You two stand in front of a shimmering doorway in space. What would you like to do?
I'd like to
Vanny-
hold on to. Yeah, I'd like to hold on to Tig's hand and like, we go together.
Is Vanny okay now? She's not like dying on the floor.
Nope, she's fine.
Oh, okay. Vanny, even if Tig can't talk well or just nothing, still have tried. Thank you.
And we'll just, Tig, you are perfect the way you are. And I just like, I kind of like hold, like put my arm like around her and was like, wait.
Right,
Even though
okay.
she's like massive, and I'm just like,
Like, oh, you tried.
Okay.
I think I'll grab Vanny's hand and yeah, we go together.
You guys.
Yeah, we'll go through the portal together. I think while we're walking through though, I think Tig would probably like to just walk and talk with Vanny.
Okay, so as you walk through the shimmering portal, you are like blinded by this white light, and you come to a small bridge, and it is in this foggy place. On the far side is another door, this one time made of oak, and it's creaked open. On the other, and through it you can see this green grove high on a mountainside. And there is a man with a scepter and a toga-like robe pacing back and forward, muttering quietly to someone else there. What would you like to do?
The bridge is just a stone bridge, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's just solidified
It's just aesthetically
dimensional
pleasing.
energy.
Okay. Then you good to go?
yes, let's go. And like we kind of walk and
Yeah. While we're crossing, I'm actually gonna ask Vanny, did I see the person talking to her when she picked up the pill?
No.
No, I didn't. All I saw
Oh.
was her crying.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, Vanny, why are you sad back there? Nothing happened.
I saw an old friend, very, very special friend, and he's not here with us because he was, I think, killed. This, and I take out my sword. I was like, this is a present for him, from him. This, like
Oh.
arm.
Oh, okay. So very special. Part
Very,
of
very
Vanny?
As you approach the door, you realize that it's very, very large. What you thought was just a small oak doorway, it's at least 20 feet tall.
Ooh. Takes our normal size now.
And
Well, normal Vanny size.
you notice that the man moving on the other side is roughly shaped size for this shaped door.
Okay. Here you go.
We go. Let's go. How far is the
You're,
man?
you're very close. You can open the door and like say hi now if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to basically just walk through the door and hello.
Hello. How are you? I did not expect this.
I'm just waving arm and I'm just like, hello.
Usually we get beautiful, conceited men on this particular thing. This is different. Hi.
Well,
I'm the messenger. We've changed it up this time. Usually we pick, but we thought we'd give mortals a chance to decide who gets to do the choosing for themselves. Aren't you lovely? Hi, Vanny? Tig?
Hello. He, how did he? How did you? Oh, okay.
Just gonna... You mind if I... And he taps the scepter gently on your head, Tig, and you can speak normally.
Oh my god, oh my god, Vanny. How the hell did you know? This is so exciting.
It occurs to you that like you're still dumb, but you can speak normally at the moment. It's very weird being able to do it for the first time in your life.
Vanny, this is great. This is great.
Tig? How?
Danny?
What?
Vanny!
Oh my god, you can speak!
Yes!
Oh my god, this is amazing!
I'm just gonna go a great big hug, just like, Vanny, I love you so much. Oh my
He
god.
reaches down and he like ruffles your hair, and you realize the hand is like the size of your torso, and you just like gently just like ruffles your hair.
Thank
Well,
you.
we did bring you here for a reason, or you brought yourselves here for a reason for us. Like I said, we've done this a few times, and well, I understand that your friend is looking for something to help stop what happened to our world happening here.
Yeah.
We escaped ours. We made this little island, little continent. This is just for us.
Very beautiful.
But existence is cyclical, and
Yeah.
we need a favor from
Mhm.
Don't think this has happened here before. I think it got a bit messed up when in the movement. But I have a bit of a favor to ask you. I have
Yeah?
3 lovely ladies that require you to make a decision.
Yeah? What's the decision?
And he holds out an apple to you. It's made of gold, and inscribed on it says, "To the fairest." Shut up, Castellan.
To the fairest?
Yeah.
You said there was. Oh, okay.
Yes. So I go and pick up the apple.
Well, wait, hang on. So we have to give it to who we think
Is the
should have
fairest?
the apple?
So, one of you's taken the apple?
I'm here. I'm like extending my arm, and I'm like, what is this for?
Well,
We just have to choose who we think deserves the apple.
exactly. We had
Well,
a bit of
hang
a issue a while ago. This was left as a present, and there was a bit of an argument. And we don't particularly like to live out our immortal lives with this sort of decision hanging over us.
Okay.
So we're
well,
passing it
I
on
have a
to people that
question.
are smart and wise and dedicated enough to get here. Like I said, usually it's a few. Last couple of times it's been, like I said, that That awfully conceited but very attractive specimen of a man who picks who's the fairest of the females.
So he picks the.
And now we
pretty
have
ones.
2 women, so this will be an interesting choice.
Okay. Well, I have a question. Which one of them is actually starving?
No one's starving. They just want you to choose which of them deserves the apple. It's a golden apple, and it's meant to be for the fairest one, for the loveliest. Dear Tig.
Can I have the apple for a second then?
He hands it to you. It goes from the size for his hand, reshapes to yours as he passes it to you.
I'm just gonna give it to Vanny, actually, if that's okay with you, or if that's even an option, really.
The messenger chuckles. Very sweet, but not how this has to work. See, I have 3 goddesses that need you to choose, and give it to her. They may
Not like it very much.
not be happy, and I feel like you both
Yeah, I
might
don't
draw
make
their
them angry.
ire a little more than you'd like.
Yeah, I don't
But-
really want to make them angry.
But if we give it to one of them, wouldn't the other 2 also get
I think we
angry?
don't really have a choice.
And see my predicament.
Wait a
My
minute.
king sent me
what-
here to find someone to do this because he didn't want to do it. And I
Can't you
don't
just
want
cut
to
it?
do it.
Can't you just cut it into 3 pieces for all of them?
And not.
But why not? It's just an apple.
As he's walking and talking with you, he leads you around a corner, and there sits 3 lovely women who, as they see you, reshape to your size. One is very fit and firm. One is sort of a little older than the others, and very lovely, but gives you this like motherly vibe. And the last one is just the most beautiful creature you have ever seen and think you ever will see. But it is very much you get very strong love feelings, but you can feel that it's part of what makes her to give you these feelings. She
Okay.
is,
Um,
and like just by being near her, you recognize that she is a goddess of lust and love.
okay. Well, I mean, Vanny,
I
I don't know what you've been through or anything like that, but I got a certain feeling, and I trust
This
you.
is for you new people.
I think you might agree
I
with
only
me,
have
but
one rule. Everyone fights, no
I
one
think
quits.
the one that and I point to
and
the
whisper it
older
in my
one.
ear.
I'm like the older one, the one that looks very motherly, and I think a mother's
think
love
we both,
is
yeah, I think we both want someone who is actually going to care and nurture the world, and make sure that people can live. They'll die
Yes.
eventually, but at least they haven't wasted their life. And I think we
Ladies,
should appreciate that a bit more.
I understand you're not from here. Do you want to know more about these? And
Yeah.
yes, please.
And then she sort of like bows to the goddesses. Usually, the others that have gone through this have asked for terms. You're doing us a favor. We can certainly return it in some small way. Is there anything you would need?
All right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Corps.
Actually, no. I don't even need clothes. I just live in the forest and just be. The only thing that I would really want, I think, is to be able to keep my tribe safe and alive, and I would actually like to be able to listen to the spirits in the forest a bit more and be a part of that.
The firmer looking one steps forward and leans forward to you. It's a little one. I can help you. I am goddess of protection. If you need anything, you want to keep your family safe, I will forever be the shield that you need. Not just you, but any you call family from now until the end of time.
But Tig doesn't live that long. Now, I want to, but not as everybody's life will end, and I think I would like to become a tree when I do.
She leans forward and takes your bark hand and sort of rests the spear she was holding against a rock. I will make sure for a tree in whatever grove you want to be in. The motherly one sort of steps forward. I can make sure that you're looked after as well. If you were to give me the apple, I could possibly live a long, healthy life. Have offspring on your own to carry on your line forever. Is there nothing you need?
I've already had my offspring. I don't want to go through that again.
She leans forward and holds a hand just over your belly. She's like, may I?
Yes, you may.
And she touches your lower abdomen. She's like, twins?
I just like you could see her Vanny's eyes just like well up. And like, yes.
You feel a faint kick, and she's like, nothing is gone forever. I am goddess of motherhood. Can't help.
She's one of them has passed already, thrown off a cliff.
As she goes to answer, the last one steps forward and touches the pommel of your sword and then caresses your arm, and you just get this electric thrill through you from her touch. And she sort of, Vanny, my sweet, if you think that was the only chance you'll get, that love was all there is, I can tell you, soulmate is still out there. See the connection, and guide you there. You trust me. Give me the apple. I will guide you safely to that door.
He's still alive?
She smiles and steps back. And then she turns to the others and she's like, I think we should let them make their choice. She pulls back and you are standing there with the apple in your hands. And the messenger steps forward again. Well, don't mean to be pressing, but this little pocket here in the astral plane, we really shouldn't stay here too long. Do you have any ideas who you'd like to give this to? Any at all?
You see Vanny just like hold her sword and just like kind of put it towards her like boom area and just Tig, I trust that you can make the right decision.
Do you want me to choose?
I think if I choose, it would be a selfish choice. And I think you would choose the most fairly. And like you can see her just like quivering.
I'll take the apples if that's what you want. Because to be honest, I just want my family. I just want you guys.
The messenger steps forward. When you make your choice, tell them what you want. Make sure they agree to it. Sure, they'll keep at their end of their bargain. But if there's anything else you need from us, this is probably the only time we can ever communicate. You might want to just have a think.
Oh, yeah. Vanny?
Yes.
I know who I'm gonna pick, but he, obviously we talk to him while we can about stuff being this astral plane or whatever this is. Do you think we should mention the mission, what we're actually after? Or they probably already know since they know our names.
But we can. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. Do you know about Farerre?
They all sort of smile, and two of them look to the motherly one. Messenger nods. Yeah, we do. Are you talking the one from us or the one from you? And he points to you two.
No, we don't have it. We got sent here to get it.
To get
Actually, technically, we got sent here to look after the person who's trying to get it.
Oh no, I understand. But through sheer dumb luck, two mystical Fulgurites reside here. One stemmed from your god, one from ours.
Because I think we don't really know the difference. What would be the one with the lightning?
Well, my king is his brother is the storm god, but he does wield lightning. Whereas I believe the other one was just a form of energy as a spirit fell from heaven.
We got told that it's meant to be from a temple where lightning strikes there every hour on the hour.
That would be my king's temple.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't sound like something that just fell from the sky. It sounds like a...
Well,
I don't know what they're called then.
He sort of looks at you, cocks his head, he's just like, lightning does come from this. Never mind. If that's the temple you seek, and you want our aid, you can make sure the path is a little clearer, sure.
Yes. Because I think Vanny at this point is just kind of like just in awe of like everything, like it just hit her. Like I'm standing in front of three goddesses, and I'm just like,
It's only just hit her now. Okay.
Well, make your choice.
Vanny?
Talk to your god, and I will talk to my king, and we'll make sure that you have a bit of a clearer path. I do have a request though.
Yeah.
If you decide to not give the Fulgurite to those who have asked after it, or if you want to save the one from my king for a purpose and give the other over to your people, there is a gate to the astral plane in the center of a desert. Center of the great desert of your world. You could see it to there. We all would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Where is it held to? The plane of that?
Astral.
Astral
Little one.
plane.
Astral plane.
Sorry, I'm still getting used to these words.
That's okay.
Okay, well, you know what you guys want.
do you happen to know where the other Fulgurite is? The one from our?
Yes. We can't clear the path as easily there. But it is across the water, past a golden city. Travel north. You'll find a mountain. The temple. It resides there. You need to head north.
I don't, just out of character, I don't have like something to write it down. It's just like, Sarah, are you writing it down?
I'm trying. Oh, I got it. Was head north. Sorry, because my hand got like cramped up.
Across the narrow straits to the golden city. Head north from there. You'll find it. There is a mountain. It is the only mountain you'll see, trust me.
Thank you.
Okay. And he bows and steps back, and then sort of like points to the three ladies. Make your choice.
Vanny,
Yes, Dick.
what do you want out of all of this? I don't want to know which one you pick. I want to know what you would want.
Knowing that Nevuriel, my swordmaster, is still out there, being able to find him would be amazing.
Okay. Is that all you want?
That's the only thing in my mind right now.
Okay. Give her a hug and just tell her, you can close your eyes if you want, but I think you know how I'm going to. So you'll be fine. Just remember, they said that nothing comes to a play, okay? Okay,
Yes.
get in touch. Okay, I'm gonna take the apple and head on over to the three ladies. I'm gonna give it to. Actually, I'm gonna go to the one of wisdom and protection.
Okay. Vanny, as you see this, are you still looking out for the one that's going to take you to your beloved?
I'm looking. I'm just trying to assess the entire situation. But like again, like I said, I'm trusting Tig completely with this.
Okay. Yep.
I know she's kind of hard.
Yeah, and also I was just gonna say, because she's kind of thick, if you wanted to remind her, you could, but that's fine. Can carry on, Tig.
Okay. Oh God, sorry. I'm gonna head on over to parents. Goddess. You promised me that you can keep me and anyone that I call family safe until the end of time. And that when my lifespan is up, when I am ready to die and become a part of the earth, that you will let me become a tree in whatever grove I want to be in. But I want to be clear on this, that me as Tig, I don't want to just be a tree, because someone can just chop down a tree. And humans and everybody is so wasteful. They don't appreciate life. I want to become so one with nature that I want to become a part of the spirits in the forest, so that I can protect my family throughout their entire lives. My family is Vanny and Nisa, and I know that Vanny has family and loved ones, and this Nevaria is obviously one of them, and I get the feeling that Nevaria is the father to her children.
He nods.
If I give you this apple, Nevaria is a part of the family too. He will be protected, and so will Vanny.
She sort of looks at you in the eye and says, I can give you my blessing. I can make sure that nothing foul will ever come upon you without some signal from me. I will make sure that I am not like, and she looks over to that goddess, unimaginable beauty. I cannot guide Vanny to him, but I can make sure as long as he fights honorably, he will have my blessing.
I'm just gonna turn back and look at Vanny.
Just Vanny nods.
Okay. What do you need from me in return if I give you this apple? What do I have to give up for this to happen?
But the price is surely giving me the apple. Really? It's up to you, ladies.
This is for my family. I want my family to be happy, so yes.
Talk a bit louder, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is for my family, and I want my family to be happy. I want them to be safe and strong. Like to. So I'm gonna give her the apple.
As you reach your hand out, the other two goddesses sort of like lean forward, and Vanny, you get this. They both look at you for a second, and you can just see this darkness in their eyes that they will watch you and hound you. And they will turn their promises that they were going to give you against you. So you have a couple seconds to make any sort of input before this has gone through.
Tig, wait.
What for?
I look towards the other goddesses.
They smile.
Vanny, we gotta
Tick, go.
choose.
Tick, go. I'm sorry. And
Vanny,
I look at them and I'm like,
whatever happens, I'm doing this so that I can help you. Because I've got nobody left. I've only got you.
as long as I know that he will be safe, even if he's not with me.
I think you prefer he be safe rather than being tortured.
Yes.
Yeah, so no turn and give her the apple.
Okay. As she takes it and she smiles, and she takes arm and turns it so the inner forearm is facing towards her. She says, "May I make a small mark?"
Yes.
She makes a very small mark on your arm and it recedes almost immediately. Then she does the same to you, Vanny, if you wish to take it.
I give her the arm, but like
Okay.
you can see just like a mixture of like fear and just like all mixed emotions.
Okay. She makes a small mark on your arm, which vanishes beneath the skin. And if you concentrate really hard, you can sort of see like a tattoo, but as soon as you're not focusing on it, it just disappears. It is a mystical mark that like only you two will ever be able to really see. But it's there. As the mark is finished, a thunderous crack splits the sky, and a massive 35, 40 foot tall form, white beard, white hair, toga with lightning ringing his body, and you sort of get this feeling that what is in front of you is almost, it's like the faintest representation of power, and that nearly 99.99% of its energy and form is outside this space. This is just the tiniest part of it looking in, and it is incomparable to the other goddesses in front of you.
Wow.
And it nods once, and with a crack of lightning, they are gone. Your vision goes white, and you are standing in the temple that Liam Nava took you to originally, with the reflected light coming through the roof that you once stood up with, looking in wonder. And you are both just sitting there. No one notices that you're there. No one thinks anything's out of place.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can Tig still talk normally?
You can, but you do feel it fading a little bit. You get this faint, like, and as it's saying it to you, like, it's receding already because he's like, my power doesn't last long out here. Maybe a week you'll have this. I'm sorry. And you feel it recede. You guys are sitting there, a bit awestruck, and I'm gonna leave you guys there while the other three are making their way to that door, because that all happened within a few seconds, right? The door that you smelt sea salt behind, you've got bags laden of gold. This is to Nisa, Aethelfin, and Liam. And as you open the door, you find yourself on a path that leads up a cliff face towards a city that's around the base of the Colossus.
Interesting. And I assume there is a sharp drop and a sudden stop for those?
I mean, there's a ledge for you to walk around, but
Yeah,
it is
but
hard to, like, coming down from the top, you would never find it. You could only really find this place from the bottom out.
Right. Okay. The door itself doesn't like lock behind us or anything. There's nothing magical.
If you like, as you walk out the door, the same thing that happened with the inner door happens, where you walk through, and then it appears closed to the next person, and behind you is just like sheer rock. Continue, Liam, with your hand up.
Well, door stopper.
Unfortunately, no. As you walk through, it just disappears and reappears in front. Like it's a
shoe
mix. It's a mix of magics, but it is beyond
the kid
your
can hold the door.
beyond
It's
your
good
pay
boy to do.
grade.
Octo Kid.
Yes. So, what would you like to do? There is no cheating this system, unfortunately.
I dispel magic the closing door.
I just want to head towards the town and then find my way back up into the Colossus, I guess.
So Nisa nudges past you and starts trudging on, and you guys are both like looking at the door, like, "Come on, there's got to be a way."
No, I'm going. I'm just faffing.
I think Aethelfin's actually sort of just picking through the rings and other items that he's picked up, and having a look at like the cloaks and stuff that he's grabbed.
As you
clothing.
edge your way around the cliff face.
No, like if there's a spot where we wait for people to gather so we can then leave, that's what he'll be doing there, waiting for them to come out.
I
Otherwise,
imagine
he
you'll
will be...
sort of move together. But
Well, then we'll keep going. That's fine.
okay, so you rise up the edge. It takes a couple hours to sort of get out, and it is at night, but it's quite bright, the moonlight above you, so you can see relatively well. Also, your magic is back, Liam. So anything you want to use to create light will be fine out here, and you can make your way up the cliff. You notice that you are, sort of, maybe a kilometer from the base of the Colossus, and Liam Narvin, you would know the way to get back into the Colossus from here.
Then I will be a good boy and a good guide and lead them back inside.
Okay. It's like 4 a.m. So no one is really like stopping to accost you. There's a few drunk people on the streets. For the most part, everything's closed down. You make your way inside, and the guard sort of like goes to stop you, and then looks at you like, Liam? Is everything who are these? Why are you outside?
Don't worry about it. Guild business. Just let me through.
Do you have any... Sorry.
Yes. Here, hurry. Just take it. And he reaches
is
into
for
his
you new
satchel and
people.
fumbles around all the
I only
papers
have
and books
one
he's been
rule.
given and pulls out his guild
Everyone
letter.
fights, no one quits.
Your incredibly crumpled guild letter at this point, but yes, you're allowed through, and you ascend, and you can, yeah.
They don't say anything about the squid boy.
He's wrapped up. His
wrapped-
legs are wrapped up.
Yeah.
He made the smart.
I made specific note to do this.
Liam
Good
did the
call.
smart. He did the good. He gets 2 pats on the head for this one.
He gets 2 good boy points.
Yeah, it's a little bit like wet and slimy, but at night people aren't really looking at it too much. You
Oh, that's a good point.
ascend the legs, and you make your way to your staterooms if you wish to, because they will be the easiest for you to get into. You know that heading back to that tavern in the head will be hard. Anywhere else will be a bit like, why are you here at night?
Okay, we'll head back to the staterooms and I'll head back to the tavern in the morning then.
Okay. Tig and Vanny, did you guys stay in the temple, or did you make your way back to the staterooms as well after a little bit?
I think we were trying to go back to the staterooms because they had food
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So, when you guys open the doors... Yes, Liam?
Liam will have escorted his 2 companions to the rooms and then said, I have guild business, and then left.
Yep.
I also don't think Aethelfin would have left his construct where it is. He would probably be making a beeline for the tavern to recover her.
Okay. Well, first of all, when you guys get to the staterooms, you find Vanny and Tig sitting there eating in the common area, just chatting.
I'm gonna run up to Tig and basically like jump on her and hug her and be like, I missed you.
The weight of Nissa plus like 40 kilos in gold smashes into you. You don't
Oh
budge.
my
You are
God.
Tink.
You don't budge, you
I'm
are
just like,
You also notice, guys, that she is now like a lot more bit leafy, and it's grown around to made like sort of like a collar behind her neck. The bark.
I'm just gonna
She's a leaf
open
ruff.
wide-eyed and just admire everything and like start stroking all the leaves and stuff.
Nisa,
Yes.
can you please take off your backpack so that you're not so heavy when you go and hit me next time, please?
Wait. Did
Just pretty please. Just pop it on the floor and give me a hug. Okay? And then sit down and have some food.
I'm gonna
Oh,
take the
finally,
bag.
she
You
can
need
have
to
some
be
good
big and strong.
conversation.
Okay?
I'm gonna take the bag off and then I'm gonna look at her. You can talk properly? Huh?
Yes. Not for very long, but it's gonna be great fun, hey? It just like keeps eating.
Okay. Liam,
Finally, a conversation.
Do you pretty much like look at this and go okay, and then head off?
Yeah, Liam's not getting involved. I have a job to do.
Okay. You leave as you got to the staterooms. The guards sort of like let you in. And then Liam leaves, and the guards let him out. Casson, do you try to leave? Oh, sorry, Aethelfin, do you try to leave?
Yeah, Aethelfin would be going to go get his construct back.
That you open the doors, and the guards sort of look at you, and then cross their spears, shake their head. Until
you
morning,
continue.
sir. You haven't got your guide. Can't let you pass.
I'm going to throttle that little. Fine.
Okay. We'll end the session right there.
Just a little while after I meant to stop, but that was so good.
I hope you guys